This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
This episode is brought to you by patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. Contribute to the show, Mason. You specifically.
All right, I'll do that now. Hang on.
Okay, thanks.
Phone's not working.
When you get a chance, send me the confirmation email, obviously.
Red hot comic book movie news, shooting up your butthole. The Weekly Planet, the Weekly Planet.
Welcome back, everybody, to the first episode of the year of the Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. My name is James, still also known as Mr. Sunday. With me, as always, is my co-host, still known as Nick Mason.
Yeah. How's it going?
It's pretty good.
It's good to be back, right?
It's so good to be back.
Feels good.
Do you love podcasting and do you love news, catching up on news?
Yeah. Could I combine the two somehow? There's got to be a better way.
There's got to be, yeah. Look, maybe we'll try and figure that out as we progress in whatever this is.
Just the infomercial of me. It's me in black and white. I'm at a kitchen counter.
Yep.
And I'm trying to mix up news and podcast together.
And you've got a colander of loose spaghetti as well.
Loose spaghetti and with newspapers in it and an old iPod, and I'm just mixing it about, but I'm slipping on marbles also. I'm sweating
profusely. So what we're going
My
to
sleeves rolled up and a tie down, you know.
So don't wear a tie in the kitchen.
Yeah, well,
I mean, you're a family man. That's why.
That's
Obviously,
exactly
you're home
why,
from work, and you know.
Yeah. And then it like crash zooms to my wife, like in the back of the kitchen. She's like, this guy, this absolute idiot. I love him, but look at him. He's Kevin James.
He's Kevin James, that's right. So what we're going to do, we're going to try and do we're going to do a news catch up because there's a bit of stuff we've missed.
We've achieved that before, I feel.
Yeah, I think so. It's not everything that happened over the 3 weeks or so we were off. But it is, you know, the big stuff.
A lot of stuff happened.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happened.
I consumed a lot of media and cereal.
Me too. And then we're going to run through all the most anticipated, or not even, just stuff that's coming out this year and go, oh, that's not a good one already.
That's not anticipated.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, who thought that was a good idea?
I bet this studio thought this was going to be most anticipated, but no.
But no. So to start with, this is relatively recent. Disney is rebranding 20th Century Fox as 20th Century Studios. That's right.
And
they're
also
keeping the logo.
And also Searchlight Pictures. Fox Searchlight is also just going to be Searchlight now.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, okay. I don't care.
Yes, go on.
That's really odd. I mean, they bought it.
I mean, it's to distinguish it from, I don't know, other Fox properties like, say, Fox News as an example.
Yeah, sure. That's a good example of a different Fox property. Yeah. So I think it's the end of an era, obviously, because you know that logo was synonymous with the movies that they made.
Yes.
Would you agree?
Sure.
Yeah. But it's not. It's a rebranding. That's essentially
yeah, but also,
it,
I mean, it's just a letterbox format change.
Yes.
They're just cutting the bit off the bottom.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, oh, I'm so sad that we don't watch 4:3 television anymore. Who cares?
4:3 television. You know, when the Star Wars special editions came out, do you remember in 1997, you could get them on VHS.
Yep.
And they had the gold box,
Yes.
which is for television, or was the silver box, which was widescreen.
I remember.
Which did you buy?
I got the gold box. I'm fairly confident.
Really? I went the other
'Cause
way.
I'm like, well, what are the odds I'll ever have a widescreen television?
I wanted to, even on like a little TV, I'm like, I want maximum Star Wars.
Okay, well, I think I wanted maximum. I wanted
You
minimum
want the
black
height.
bars. Yeah, I wanted the heights, exactly.
Okay, fair. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Because, of course, like 5 years later, they released them on DVD or whatever it was. So, you know. But yeah, I feel like at the time, I made a call and I stand by it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think silver looks better as well. It's classy.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. You know, this is classy, Mason. Damon Lindelof's exit from Watchmen season 2.
Oh, yeah. He's like, I'm done.
Yeah. They went to him and they were like, you got any ideas? And he went, I'll think about it. And then he went, no, I don't. I don't actually. Yeah.
He had a long think of whether I can fool people into thinking I have more.
Yeah,
another
absolutely.
season or 5 in me, and I went, no.
So what how do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, it's a funny thing in the sense that I would like to see more.
Yeah.
But I mean, the finale was to me good enough and enjoyable, and it gave us a Watchmen-esque finale. Like
Sure.
it gave us a finale similar to the comic book Watchmen, which is what's going to happen next.
Squids also.
Squids and Doomsday Clock in 20 years.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
30 years?
Yeah, sure. So I think there's still a chance that HBO might move forward on something else Watchmen related. I'm not sure they're ready to let it go just yet.
Loopman Origins.
Yes. I mean, what's it to that? Do you think it's like an incident? Like he was traumatized and then Lube got him out.
Well, as we know from his Peteypedia entry, he was traumatized by not winning an essay competition when he was in
really?
school. Yeah.
Okay. What was the essay for?
So there's I think we talked about it in the show, but there's an episode where we see Ozymandias, he's reading a book. It's called Fog Dancing, and it's the book that inspired a lot of the heroes in the universe to become superheroes.
Yes.
And Petey did an essay on that. It was part of an essay competition. And he came last, and it traumatized him. So
What
that's
kind of
his
essay
origin.
competition they rank them
I
like?
don't know.
Because normally it's
I
like,
don't
this
know.
is the winner and everything else was a close second.
Right?
Like that's...
Everybody gets participation trophy. Everybody gets a blue ribbon.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I don't know.
We've got fourth place ribbons for some reason.
Yes.
Everybody gets one.
I don't think... I would like to see the Night Owl thing that I mentioned specifically on this show, just to find out what happened to him.
Yep.
Doesn't need to be the bigger end of the world stuff. Just following him getting caught and just have him in prison. Just what's he doing in prison? How's that going? Bad, I'd imagine. Real bad.
So it's called Watchmen, how's he doing in prison? Night Owl Watchmen, how's he doing in prison?
Bad. Real bad. So no, I think it's good on him, because why would you roll the dice on something that the chances of it being good in the first place were slim?
Oh, slim to none, yeah.
And
I mean, I've read some feedback on Twitter that's like, no, they didn't stick the landing on this.
Oh, really?
season.
Yeah.
Some people are unhappy.
Well,
But
I know, because you weren't wrapped in it, were you? You were like, yeah.
No, but that's because I wanted Lube Man to come back.
Sure. But I agree. I don't think the last episode was the best episode.
Yeah, right.
But
Yeah.
that's fine.
But again, we don't need to, without spoiling anything about the final episode of Watchmen, we don't need to know where it goes from there. We could,
Yeah.
but if we don't, it's just imagine it.
Just imagine
Can you
it.
imagine it, as we did with Watchmen
Yeah.
for the decades after Watchmen before we
All
got
the
any sequels to
and
it? Yeah.
whatever and whatnot. Absolutely. Do you want to do more TV news, Mason? Because
Yes.
Greg Berlanti's Green Lantern series, the head of content at HBO.
Greg Berlanti and his Green Lanties.
That's right. That's good.
That's what they're calling it.
That's so good, Mason. Well done. You're back and you're in fine form, if you don't mind me saying so.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the head of HBO Max, Sarah Aubrey, says this Green Lantern show is going to span several decades and focus on 2 stories about Green Lanterns on Earth, and it's going to go into the Sinestro story. Oh. So there you go.
Oh.
So Greg Berlanti is obviously responsible for a lot of the CW stuff. We've talked about this before, but it's a more serious kind of high-budget Green Lantern story. Maybe they'll tie it into the movies. And I say that because Ezra Miller was in the Crisis spin-off.
Spoilers, James.
It's everywhere.
It is everywhere. Yeah.
Well, I'll put it in the comments or whatever.
Right.
But yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's true.
So
It's fun.
I mean, I watched the clip.
Okay, yeah,
Did
great.
you watch the show?
I did watch the show, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it was a good finale, I think. I think the last 2 episodes were the best 2 episodes, I feel like.
Was it light on like cameos from previous universes, like this, your Smallvilles and your Random House Supermans and that?
Yes, but I mean, a lot of them did get
They got a little send-off.
some of them got a send-off. Oddly, but it's one of those things where some didn't, but then the showrunners have been approached by fans like, what happened to Lois and Clark in Smallville? They're fine, just to be clear.
I didn't think they weren't.
Well, don't worry.
I wasn't.
There was a little twinge of worry though. I could sense it in you.
Well, not a show that I like, so I'm not.
When you sent me all those texts that are like, "Where are you? We're recording. You're late." All those. I'm like, this feels like a tinge of worry
Okay, sure.
in there. He's worried about Lois and Clark from Smallville, but they're fine.
They're
the
fine.
universe is fine.
Did you know Ezra Miller was in it before some idiot like me spoiled it for you?
No, I didn't.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So apparently, the Warner Brothers movie department approached them about it.
I see.
That's the way it went, which is interesting because it seems. I think that's going to help because this the Flash show and the CW stuff. I would say on the whole, it's maybe not as well known, but it's it's better received.
Yeah,
by
yeah,
fans,
for sure.
I would say. On the whole, that's the exception.
And it's very cheesy, but at the same time, it is comic books on screen.
Yeah.
It's as close as we're going to get, I think.
And it's better than other shows that were started in 2002, for example. Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey, yeah.
Which we looked at recently. And
Sure did.
didn't they just? Yeah. But no, I watched the clip. It was fun. And did you like how Gustin Grant Gustin?
Grant Gustin,
yeah.
yes.
One of the, get a proper name where you can't reverse it. I don't
Agreed,
like
yeah.
it. He gave the Flash his name, I guess.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Because he
Yeah.
didn't have one it's never said in the... Maybe?
I guess it isn't.
I can't remember.
But we watched it. We did a commentary on
I
it.
know, but I still can't remember it.
Neither of us can remember.
Surely Lex Luthor's computer database system, surely he named the file Flash.
I think it was just lightning.
Okay,
Just a
right.
lightning bolt logo
Okay, right,
that he got mocked up by an intern or something.
Yeah, maybe that's probably true.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. In confusing news,
Right.
Ex Machina star Oscar Isaac will
Oh, I
star
like
in
this
the Great...
news.
I'm not finished!
All right.
Ex Machina star Oscar Isaac will star in the Great Machine adaptation, which is an adaptation of the Brian K. Vaughan's comic Ex Machina.
Yeah. This has been in the pipeline for a long time.
Yes.
Many years. And then when Ex Machina, the movie, came out, I'm
Yeah.
like, what are they going to do with this? Because Ex Machina, the comic book,
Yes.
has the same name.
Yes.
But now the solution is clear. Just get Oscar Isaac in again.
And that's
Yeah.
then that's fine, isn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly. Mhm.
I mean, I think most people don't know this comic,
Oh,
so
for
it's
sure,
not going to
yeah.
make a difference. So it's basically about a guy who was a technopath superhero.
Yeah, so basically...
I have read it, but it was like 10 years
so he's,
ago. Yeah.
So it's this guy, his name's Mitch Hundred, and he was like city worker, like in New York
Yes.
City, and he was on like a boat just doing surveys and stuff, and he found a weird alien machine in the bay,
Yeah.
and it explodes in his face, and then he can sort of control and communicate with machinery with his mind.
Yes.
And in this universe, he stops one of the towers being destroyed in 9/11, one of the World
Right.
Trade Center towers, and then after that he runs for mayor and he becomes the mayor of the city. So it's kind of
And there's distrust because he's this superhuman
oh well, yeah,
being, isn't there?
I mean,
Well, then people are trying to assassinate him and stuff.
yeah, I
aren't
mean,
they?
sure, it's partially kind of West Wing-esque,
Yeah.
kind of political machinations, but it's also like, hey, how did that guy get his powers?
Yeah.
What's going on there? What's the background
Do
of
they
this?
solve it? I don't
They do
really
solve
remember.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Do we want to spoil it here?
No, because I want to read it again. I think because
should
maybe I
probably
didn't
read it
finish
again.
it.
Uh-huh.
You know, I think what happened because remember I went to Africa. I don't know if you
Yeah.
know this about me, Mason,
There
but
we
I've
go.
travelled extensively.
everyone
You gave me a
does.
bunch of comics, and I think you gave me that one, but it maybe wasn't complete or it wasn't
time,
finished
yeah,
at the
right.
time.
Yeah,
So
yeah, uh-huh.
I might only been about halfway
Yeah,
through.
right.
It.
Yeah. So he also gains the ability to kind of like he dreams of fantastic machines and then he can build them. So like
right.
jetpacks and ray guns and
Is
stuff
he
like that.
enhanced like mechanically? I can't
No,
remember
but he's
that.
got like you can
Lines in his head?
Yeah, he's got lines in his head.
That's okay.
I mimed lines in his head,
And I knew what you
Yeah,
meant.
that's
I was
right.
all over it, yeah.
You picked up the ball and you ran with it.
Yeah.
but that's exciting. I like the sound of that, and it's
Me
going to be a
too.
movie, not a TV series.
I believe
that's-
so,
okay.
yes. Oscar Isaac doesn't do TV, Mason, unless he does and has, which he
Right.
may have, or did he?
I've never seen him on TV.
Really? Widescreen or?
Oh,
is
you
it
know
what
what?
he-
Maybe because I've only got the 4:3.
Yeah.
Maybe he was on the sides,
Yes.
and I never saw him. Could have been on both sides for all I know.
That's all right.
But that's exciting. That's a great series. If nobody's,
I agree.
If you haven't read it out
I'm
there,
surprised it hasn't been. Is it Dark Horse?
I think it's Image.
Okay, cool. Great. Few trailers this week. Some of them I think we'll talk about when we talk about those upcoming movies, including Black Widow and Bloodshot. We'll get because we've already had trailers for that.
Yes.
But the big news of this week, Mason, and I can't believe we're finally getting it. Imagine a world where a man, a
Yes.
sinister-looking creep of a man, he gets bat powers or whatever. And
Oh,
he does-
Morbius, sure.
Yeah. And then he does that thing where he cuts the inside of his palm.
Yeah.
Which people do. You know when people, it always bothers me in shows when they're like, look, this needs blood. And they cut like right across the inside of your palm.
Okay, so
cut in a different spot.
We'll be talking about it later, but I didn't watch all of Dracula. I thought it was shorter than it was.
Dracula.
The
TV
Netflix-
series.
The Netflix
Okay.
BBC series one. And yeah, there is one of those. There's a scene where a nun like just fully slices through her hand for a couple of drops of blood.
Yeah.
Just prick your finger.
Prick your finger, do it on the forearm.
Yeah.
You know, like on the outside of your forearm.
Get
Blood
it-
nose.
Get a needle.
Get a needle.
Get a syringe and get some extracted professionally. Keep it in a little jar.
I just don't get it.
Yeah.
It's just not a good place.
Cough some up.
Cough some up.
Mm.
Yeah, get consumption and cough it up. I feel it. I don't know. It just always bothered me. It's like, can you imagine just having a big gash across your hand and then you got to do adventures
For ages,
It's
yeah.
not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Anyway, the trailer.
Every time you close your hand on something, it'll probably rip.
Yeah, exactly.
Yuck.
I'm not really.
What are we talking about? Morbius.
It's
Okay.
fine as a trailer.
Uh-huh.
I'm not a really big Jared Leto
I feel
fan.
like origin-wise and trailer-wise, it feels almost identical to the Venom trailer.
I mean, at least they show things.
Yeah,
'Cause remember in
right.
the Venom trailer
Uh-huh.
was like, what is this?
Oh, maybe I meant second Venom trailer.
Yeah, that's more accurate, I would say.
Yeah.
Well, it is. Well, it's a Sony.
But it feels very much like. I guess it feels very much like. Just do a Spider-Man origin again.
Yeah.
There's experiments and people kick him while he's down, but look now he's got big old abs.
He's Jewish.
Is he
He's
Greek?
Greek
he's Greek
Orthodox. Sorry, yeah.
yeah.
Who said that? It was Alexi.
It's
said it?
Alexi Toliop
Yeah.
that said he's Greek Orthodox.
That's exciting.
Right,
I
right.
don't think we've seen that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the weird thing about I've done a video on it this week, which Matt has edited. It's on the deal between Marvel and Sony,
Uh-huh.
and how they all tie together and how it all works.
Now, this is probably a spoiler for
That video?
that video and
fine.
a spoiler for...
I spoiled Crisis, so...
Yeah, that's true. This is a spoiler for the Morbius trailer.
Yeah.
I guess there's kind of in the last 10 seconds of the trailer, there's a big
Yes.
spoiler potentially for many things.
Yeah.
Not just the Morbius movie, but for other things. So if you don't want to know, skip ahead.
Yeah.
Spoiler, at the end of the Morbius trailer, Adrian Toomes shows up. Michael Keaton's
Keaton,
character
yeah.
from Spider-Man Homecoming, the Vulture, shows
Yeah.
up. I assume it's him? I mean,
Yes.
who else? I mean, he's
And there's also an image of Spider-Man in it, but it's from the video game.
It's the-
Like
yeah.
it's the Tobey Maguire suit, but it's from the PS4 video game where you can get that suit.
If you Google prior to this trailer,
Oh,
if you
you told me
if you
that's
Google
right.
Raimi Spider-Man, it was literally the first picture, but it was and from the PS4 video game, but just switched
flipped
around.
it, yeah.
They flipped it and they wrote murder on it. So presumably the production designer was just like,
Fine.
Spider-Man,
Yeah.
we probably own this. Here we go.
Yeah, and they're not wrong. They do. Yeah, I don't think that was thought through at all, that picture.
No.
So what basically, to summarize my video, there's more to it than that. It's way more interesting than what I'm going to put. There's jokes in it and everything, mate. You're going to love it, Mason. You're going to shit
God.
bricks. But
More than my jokes.
no, not that good. But so because
He admitted it. He admitted I do jokes. I got him. He was just trying to move through.
I was trying to
but
move
I tricked
through.
him.
because Sony own all the Spider-Man characters, or for the moment, and then can license them to whatever, then they can just spin off their own movies into whatever. So it's technically not the MCU. It doesn't have the logo.
Yeah.
But because they own it's like the kind of like the James Bond situation where a different company could make James Bond movies despite being not connected to the other.
Yeah, right. Sure.
But I guess Marvel are just like, okay, like
Yeah.
what can we do? We don't
I wonder.
own any of this.
Right. It's interesting that they went. Not only they went with. I assume this is the Vulture. Again,
It has to be.
It
Yeah.
has to be, right? Because otherwise, unless it's some sort of super disappointing fake out where it's just Michael Keaton's just playing some guy.
Yeah.
And they're like, we'll get a little bit of hype going
Absolutely.
by making
It's his character from
making people
Birdman.
think. Yeah, exactly. That's right.
But, anything can be good, including this movie Morbius. Who's
Yeah.
directing it? Do you remember?
No. Do you think it's going to be? Do you think they're going to name him, or do you think he's just going to
Do
appear?
they say Michael Morbius in it?
No, I mean.
I think they
Vulture.
will.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mhm. But this has implications. Unless, you know what, the Marvel's Kevin Feige is probably just going to be like, it's a separate universe
Yeah.
that has the Spider-Man villains in it.
Yes,
but it's
right.
not us.
Yeah, that's
Because
right.
otherwise now living vampires are in this and also presumably regular vampires.
yeah.
I don't
Because they're
know.
doing Blade.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
So I don't think they're going to necessarily tie Blade to... Because Blade in the comics,
Yeah.
which I didn't know, I think until you told me, because I just knew the movie, really.
Uh-huh.
He's bitten by Morbius, isn't he? Is that
Yeah.
right?
Well,
Yeah.
yes.
Or one
That's
version.
not his origin. That's his secondary origin. He's
Cool.
bitten by Morbius, yes.
What's his first origin?
His first origin is the origin in the movies.
Right.
So his mother was bitten.
Yeah.
And that gave him sort of super generic, like it gave him very limited abilities. But then they were like, we've got to give him the powers from the movies.
That's right.
So they haven't been
He was
by Morbius.
impervious to vampire bites,
Yeah.
even though he'd, like other vague, non...
Yeah, it was a bit vague.
very
And they're
good
like,
things.
let's make him more superhero-y.
This guy did the movie Life. Do you remember that? That people thought was like a Venom prequel.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And it was just
It's
dummies
fine.
in space. I remember.
It was. They should have called
Yeah.
it Dummies in Space. Yeah. So there you go. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what... I have more faith in the animation stuff that Sony's been doing with Spider-Man.
Yeah, uh-huh.
For obvious reasons. But hey, if they want to make a billion spin-off stuff, that's fine. I mean, Marvel have cut loose stuff before. They cut loose
Yep.
Netflix. They didn't say that it didn't count, but they cut it loose. Well, I'm not saying, and they might say it doesn't count down the line.
Yeah, huh.
They cut loose all the ABC TV stuff, though they might be developing something else at the moment.
Well, now we have a multiverse of madness, or
Yes.
very limited amounts of Disney-approved madness.
Sure.
They can really just say, yeah, Netflix, that was a parallel universe.
Yeah.
Doesn't count. None of our characters know who these guys are.
Yes.
So who do you think the villain's going to be in Morbius?
Oh, they've mentioned it. It's... I do know this. I know Tyrese Gibson's in it.
Oh, so it's Tyrese Gibson, the actor.
I don't believe so.
Oh.
What have we got here? I don't know. There's just a bunch of people I don't recognize. What's going on here, Mason?
Is that the villain? Morbius opens the door and he's like, oh my God, it's a bunch of people I don't recognize. And they just hit him with sticks.
Matt Smith
The villain's Matt Smith.
as Loaxi Crown.
No idea who that
Morbius'
is.
friend who suffers from the same rare blood condition. During the film, blah, blah, blah.
So he's going to be infected by the whatevers and become a slightly different coloured version of Morbius, and then they're going to fight at the end. I love Venom.
But they're going to have beautiful flowing hair.
Oh, that sounds incredible.
Maybe Matt Smith will be cut out of this movie as well. Like he was
can
Star
only
Wars.
hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. I was going to actually, you had an interesting thought about Doctor Who, but why don't we've got questions about Doctor Who. So I might
Sure.
save it till after.
Okay, let's save it till
'Cause I thought
after.
that,
Okay.
that was
Alright,
really interesting
right.
what you brought up.
It's a good thing you mentioned it because I did watch some Doctor Who this week and I forgot about it. So we can
How
talk
you've
about it.
remembered.
I've watched so much content these last couple of weeks.
Hot
It's been
stuff.
a bonanza.
Hot stuff.
Hot stuff,
You watched
right?
Bonanza?
Yeah, I
You
watched the TV show
Bonanza
Bonanza.
reboot that they did? Like 20 years on or
Sexy
whatever?
Bonanza. Yes.
They're all in Daisy Dukes.
Yeah.
So,
And it's got a dubstep theme. It goes down, 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 doom, 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 bwomp, 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 bwomp.
it's not good.
No, it's
not
bad.
good.
It's real bad.
But you mentioned Doctor Strange, the multiverse of madness.
Yes.
And that's interesting to me, Mason. First of all, my segues are just on point this year. I'm also back in a big bad way. Yours is jokes, mine is segues. That's what we bring to this, I feel.
I think so too, yeah.
Sure. Scott Derrickson has amicably parted ways.
The son of a Derrick.
I know, that's right. He was creative differences, etc. and so forth.
He got fired. They fired him.
Yes,
They
everybody.
fired him.
Everybody wishes each other well.
Yeah, sure. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wanted to do something slightly different than the normal Marvel formula, so they fired him.
The speculation is that he was kind of pushing for more of a horror film.
Yeah.
And they
Because
were-
he's a horror guy.
He's a horror guy.
ultimately.
He did the one about Bagul, the guy who lives in your photos and makes your kids murder you or whatever.
Oh, Bagul, the guy in the photos. I remember that.
Yeah, he did wrote that with one of the guys from Spill. Remember Spill?
No.
That's spun off into various other properties, including Double Toasted. So yeah, we remain grateful to Scott for his contributions to the MCU.
He's
et cetera.
staying on as a producer or something.
I think it's just
Okay,
like
right.
you've got your name on this because you wrote some of this.
Okay,
and
right,
whatever.
right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I think
Hey, what do you think of this, Scott? I don't like it. Too bad.
You're fired.
We're doing it anyway. Thanks for your contribution.
Yeah. So I think it was maybe one of the guys who were fired off Solo, Lord or Miller, was like, welcome to the club.
Yeah, right.
'Cause it's like him, it's like Edgar Wright, it's everybody who's ever tried to make a Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
like all
right.
these people have been fired by Disney or
I
a
bet
big
Jon
studio.
Favreau's like, man, I'm glad I got in first.
Yeah.
'Cause if I'd got in second, they would have fired me.
Yes, exactly. Straight away.
If they'd done Thor as well,
Yeah.
this would be the Kenneth Branagh cinematic universe.
Yeah. I think it goes to show that people have more faith in the Marvel stuff than the Star Wars stuff because this isn't really, like it was news, but it wasn't like
It didn't shake the earth to
like,
its foundations.
like Star
yeah.
Wars. Because when Star Wars happens, it's like, again?
Yeah,
but Marvel
right.
have done it like
Yeah.
at least 2 or 3 times. I can't remember how many. And
Well, that's how they get us.
That's how they get
We forget how many
That's
times
right.
they've done it.
And that not including like the directors like Alan Taylor who did Thor the Dark World who just disappeared.
What, off the face of the earth?
He disappeared, mate. He
Incredible.
died. No, he made Terminator Genesis, which is the same as disappearing.
It really is, isn't it?
If you want to disappear for good,
Yeah.
make a Terminator film.
Another Matt Smith brief appearance.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So, I like the first Doctor Strange. I don't think it's groundbreaking.
Yeah.
But you're not a huge fan because there's not enough weird stuff. Is that right?
Yeah, I feel, but I mean, they've improved the character of.
Yes.
And when I say they've improved the character, they've improved the number of
magic.
magic spells he does.
Yes. So, but as you mentioned, I really like him in Infinity War. I think that's really strong. What they
Yeah.
and his abilities and like what they show and whatever. So I was interested to see what Scott Derrickson could then do from a horror background with a guy who's more powered up.
Yeah.
I think we can still get that, but it's kind of a shame that he doesn't get to do that version.
Or
I
even a
guess.
guy who's more powered down, I would take. I would appreciate that. I mean, there's been plenty of storylines, in Doctor Strange comics over the years where he's been more or less powerful, or he loses the.
And he's using magical items.
Yeah, and
instead,
he's lost the Sorcerer Supreme title, or he's just.
the cloak broke up with him.
The cloak broke up. Exactly. What's we had the cloak conversation
About what it is?
Yeah.
It's a demon.
Yeah, it's a demon. It really is. But or just I was, when they said multiverse of madness and then kind of more horror elements, I was picturing sort of maybe a Cthulhu style universe, like
Like
elements.
a first Hellboy kind
Yeah,
of.
we've seen elements in the first Hellboy and stuff like that, where it's him just walking through like dirty Victorian era shipyards with a lantern or whatever.
Oh yeah.
It's, kind of
That sounds good.
and I kind of was maybe even looking forward to and one where the hero's of a smaller scale, like stature, where it's like, well, he can't just bust out the spell where he's 50 guys and he can shoot lasers out of his hands. He's got to survive on his wits and his knowledge, as opposed to that. But I think it's just going to be him turning into 50 guys and shooting lasers again. So.
Do you think we're going to get some firecracker kung fu, which is your favorite?
Yeah, I think we're going to get firecracker kung fu.
I hope it's not all firecracker kung fu.
Well, because see, that's the thing. I think that
again, I like it, and I think it worked for the first one. But yeah,
I think the upgraded magic worked in Infinity War because it's him versus Thanos and Ebony Maw and giant rock monsters, and effectively Thanos in those movies is invulnerable to everything. So it kind of works that he's just shooting out this spectacular.
He's doing everything.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like it would work better in a if this isn't a universe-shattering movie, it's just him.
I like that idea of like a Victorian era, almost like Jack the Ripper-esque kind of
right?
Because he'll often do like there's that what's the name of the comic? I can't remember, where he's trying to solve the guy who tried to murder him.
Oh, The Omen.
Yeah, but
he's doing
the
Oath.
Yeah, the Oath. He's doing it out of body.
Yeah,
so he's stripped away his powers in that, while he's maybe also performing surgery on himself or something.
Maybe.
I can't remember. It's a great comic.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting.
I mean, it work on both levels. Like I always think about Superman movies. It would be great to put him in a
t-shirt and jeans.
T-shirt and jeans. We'll talk about Titans later as well.
Sure.
But like put him in, out in deep space with the crazy cosmic outer space alien stuff, where he's not even he's a small fish in a big pond. He's the least
interesting person.
Yeah, he's the least interesting, but also the least powerful kind of thing. So he can be knocked around kind of thing. I think it'd be good to see a Doctor Strange where he is tumbling through infinite dimensions and fighting gigantic Surtur-style demons and all that sort of stuff. But I think it'd also be fun to see him in kind of a, like a Black Hammer universe, where maybe he just appears in a weird town and he can't escape it. And he's like...
And they beat him up.
With sticks, like from earlier. He's like, oh no, it's Morbius' ultimate foes. Those people I don't know with sticks.
I guess this is a shared universe?
Yeah.
Or at least a multiverse.
Ow!
Great stuff.
Anyway, Doctor Strange, it's going to be 50 guys with lasers. I don't know.
50 different guys
with
lasers. Got a hot scoop, Mason.
Oh, my goodness.
Exclusive hot scoop to hot.
How?
Now, remember, if you're from the trades, if you're from a trade, minor website, major website, if you're Variety magazine.
If you're from WeGotThisCovered.com, renowned for not being accurate with your rumors and scoops. Somebody on Twitter looked into it, and apparently it's like 1.3% of their articles turn out to be accurate or something like that.
And that's a lot of that's chance, I'd imagine.
I'd say so, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's chance and roughly guessing.
That's less than like a coin, like much less than a coin flip.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, for those trades listening, and WeGotThisCovered.com, if this is our hot scoop or shot of poop segment.
Yes.
So if you're quoting this hot scoop, you have to say where it's from, what it's called, and you have to stipulate that if the scoop turns out to be wrong, one of the hosts, James, Mr. Sunday Movies, has to, I guess, drink a shot of poop. I mean, it's never been entirely clear, but that's the rules, and I don't make the rules. You need to be clear. You need to be clear that I don't make the rules, but we have to abide by the rules, and that is if this is wrong, James has to do a shot of poop. This all must be in the article.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've been loose with the rules before.
And they have to be like 300 words long. I know that for SEO. So this is good. If you can explain all this up top before the scoop.
Put it in the first few paragraphs. You need like 5 to 6 paragraphs
of
nothingness before you get to the thing. So we all have to scroll past the ads and the little click things for the mobile games or whatever. So just put the filler in, the things we said.
And here's the scoop.
Okay. Is this anything?
Yeah, no, I think so.
Okay.
I can't say who this is from, but basically, Michelle Yeoh is going to be starring in Shang-Chi. She's not on the cast list. I googled around, hasn't been mentioned.
Okay.
There's only a few people who have been named, Awkwafina being one, Simu Liu, who's playing Shang-Chi. It's not called it's called Legend of the Ten Rings, sorry. It's a Mandarin. Yes. It's a Mandarin story. Maybe she'll be the Mandarin.
Oh, twist.
Yeah. But don't put that in the article, because then people are like, a woman can't be a Mandarin. A woman can't be a dragon or a Mandarin or anything. A woman can't wear rings, 10 rings.
Right.
A woman says hands aren't strong enough for 10 rings. Only a man can hold 10 rings.
Should be too encumbered by the rings. She couldn't leap high enough.
Does one of them mean that she's married? I hope so. Oh, God. Okay, so the other one is that she's also going to be returning for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. as Starhawk. Of course, she shows up as one of the original Guardian members.
Yeah, right.
In Volume 2, so she will be back.
So she's going to have 2 roles in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It's happened before. Gemma Chan was in Captain Marvel,
That's
and
true.
she's going to be in Eternals.
Yeah.
That cop from Avengers was also Peggy Carter's boyfriend until Captain America stole her.
That's right. Uh-huh.
So...
Yeah.
Yeah, that cucked cop. Put that in your article. People will love it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So there you go. Michelle Yeoh is Shang-Chi and also Guardians 3. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't mind a Guardians team up of different teams because they've established the other teams in the universe.
That's true.
Oh, they're not called the other team. They're not called the Guardians though, are they? They're a Ravager team.
Ravagers, yes.
Ravagers?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. They're either the Ravagers or the Scavengers.
That's
They're
right.
one of those guys.
So anyway, I really like Michelle Yeoh, and that's cool, I think.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Anyway, hot scoop, shot or poop segment, the Weekly Planet podcast.
Yep.
Especially you, we got this covered.
That's right.
We're watching.
We're watching you.
We like what you do.
That's right.
But you're bad at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We like your spirit.
Yeah.
We like your can-do attitude.
Yeah.
But you should stop.
I mean, we're probably more accurate than 1%. And that's unacceptable.
Right?
Quite frankly.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Star Wars Forever, Mason.
Oh, yep. Fair enough.
So...
Thought we were free of it. Well,
No, Mason.
A few glorious weeks we were free of it. The Mandalorian was finished. People had stopped talking about the rise of Skywalker.
Have they? People are doing the Ben Solo shrug on Twitter.
Oh, I guess they're doing
They're all
that.
doing it.
Yeah,
It's a
okay.
good shrug.
Yeah.
It's my favourite bit. So the Hollywood Reporter says that Taika Waititi is being approached for a Star Wars film. I don't mind that, but I also like his weird independent films as well. So
Yeah, I mean,
whatever.
it's kind of that vibe of if he gets locked into the big budget Star Wars cycle, will he do a Boy or a Hunt for the Wilder People?
I feel
again?
like he's a 1-for-1 kind of guy.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So I'm hoping that, I wouldn't mind, because obviously he directed one of the episodes of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
He's worked with Disney before.
Uh-huh.
There was rumors also from making Star Wars that the next era of Star Wars movies is going to be set 400 years in the past of, I guess, the original trilogy in the High Republic era.
Oh.
So the only characters that kind of could be around, apparently, like Yoda's going to be in it, but he's not going to be the Yoda that you know, Mason, and
It's going to
love.
be Baby Yoda.
No, he'll be like
Teenage Yoda.
No, he'll be like 500. Yeah, I guess he will be like teenage Yoda. So we have, I don't know, 10 rings. Even though he's only got 6 fingers.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
don't know what he's about.
Yeah.
He'll probably have a cool teen haircut, maybe the Hawkeye haircut.
Yeah.
A lot of people also apparently really like that haircut. I mean, a lot of people like it is a dumb haircut. I would argue that it's objectively...
I would argue, and I feel we came to a
It's
pretty...
not just the haircut though. It's like it's him.
It's the him, yeah.
Yeah.
It's. I think other people can
Yes.
and do carry off that haircut, but he doesn't.
I agree.
But I was going to say, I feel like you were saying that Taika Waititi is a guy who might do 1-for-1. He'd do a
Yeah.
Star Wars and he'd do an independent thing.
Yes.
But I feel like there are a lot of people who've attempted to do that.
Oh,
and
and
they've
they
done a
just
big
didn't.
thing, and then they've done a 1.
Yeah.
And then Disney's been like,
Do you want
no.
$20 million?
and or and then they've done a Star Wars or a Jurassic World as an example.
Sure.
And then
Book of Henry.
they've done the Book of Henry, and then a big franchise owner has been like, "You're not doing any more of this
That's you might be right.
because we are mutually deciding to
Yes.
not pursue this anymore."
Yes, exactly. So what do you think about that though? The idea is also that it might be tied into this new thing that's coming up called Project Luminous.
Project Luminous.
This is Star Wars rumored project. That's not rumored. It is happening.
Okay.
We don't
It's a
know
series
what
of
it
branded
is.
night lights for children.
Potentially.
So
They're like
infants can-
lightsabers, but they really work. So if your kid reaches out, panicked in the middle of the night and touches one,
cuts their hands off.
cuts their hands off.
Nice, good.
And you learn a lesson in that.
You learn a lesson, and also that's if you want your infant to be indoctrinated into Star Wars as
What
soon as
better
they're
way?
born, the instant they're born.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Project Luminous, I'm for it.
Me too. So, but what it really is,
Yes.
is a whole lot of interconnected media. It seems like, including video games, comics, books, as it always is. But so it's going to be like maybe maybe not this in particular.
It's an extended universe.
It's extended. It's Marvel, but Star Wars, and it's separate from the original stuff, basically, because they've gone into the past, so they can do whatever they want.
I guess that's true.
But also they can put Yoda in it, and he can be on the posters and whatever,
Yeah.
sexy Yoda. So he's
We're in an era of George Lucas doesn't have control of this anymore, so we can do as much Yoda stuff as we want.
oh my god, hot stuff, Mason.
Right?
Yeah, because I figured also they don't want to go into the future because they'll end up doing that at some point. I don't think Star Wars ever really goes.
And then they'll come to Earth.
Yeah, exactly. Then they'll come to Earth. I know like the expanded universe did go into the future, but that's when we weren't getting sequels.
That's
I
true,
think
yeah.
George Lucas was always going to make them, so he was just like, I'll scrap all this shit. I don't care. So, yeah. But the other thing is there's been a leaked Colin Trevorrow script.
I was going to say Project
versions.
Luminous. What do you
Yes.
think of the name just before that?
I think it might even be a code name or whatever.
Yeah.
I like it. It's fine.
Oftentimes the code name's better than the real thing. You
Blue
know how
Harvest?
how Microsoft's always like Project Scorpio, and we're like, what's Project Scorpio? And they're like, it's the Xbox One. Just call it Scorpio.
The new one's called Xbox One 2. Or
Yeah,
whatever
something
it's
like that.
called.
Yeah.
Xbox, we're back.
Xbox One S or something.
One S, yeah.
Uh-huh. Anyway, sorry.
I don't know. Yeah, Trevorrow. So
yeah.
the script leaked. Apparently this is real from multiple sources. I'm trying to work out, we're going to do something with it.
This is a full
Full
script.
script or a synopsis. Somebody had it and kind of read through it.
Okay.
I'm not going to do every single detail, but... And people are saying, this is better, this is the version they should have made or whatever. But the first version of the script, and there's a couple that have been released, this was before The Last Jedi came out. It was
Okay.
before Carrie Fisher died, where she plays like a major role.
Right,
And it's got
okay.
things like no Emperor, Kylo has like a Sith holocron thing explode in his face, and he has Mandalorian metal kind of sewn in.
Ooh.
More layers I mentioned. Luke's harassing Kylo in Darth Vader's castle. He's like, I'm a ghost and be better. Be better. So I think there's a lot of ideas in this that I think
Where's the
sound...
bathroom in this place? It's a weird location. It's full of lava. How does anyone get anywhere?
Darth Vader doesn't have a bathroom. He'd have like a tube or something.
He would have a tube. It'd be in his egg, wouldn't it?
It'd be in his weird egg. That thing is probably mostly toilet, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Just flushing fluids.
It's like one of
out
those.
it.
It's like one of those those freestanding self-cleaning toilets you see in
Oh,
the city or whatever.
some of the best.
Sometimes sometimes it just comes down and it's like cleaning in progress, and Darth Vader's like, "But I'm in here," and then just sprays him with water. Sometimes he just shows up and it's damp, and he's like, "Oh."
Do they dry on the inside those?
I don't
I've never
think
used
so.
one just after.
I think they just stay wet until they're not wet anymore.
Well, that's great, isn't it?
I agree.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of ideas that I really like. I think it's more unique than The Rise of Skywalker. But again, this was something that they wouldn't have made because Carrie Fisher died.
Yeah,
and
right.
because scripts change and things change. And also a lot of The Last Jedi is like... not Last Jedi. What is that? I think it's a better name as well. It's called Jewel of Fates or Jewel of the Fates,
Yeah,
which
right.
is the
song.
song.
The famous song.
Like The Rise of the Skywalker or The Rise of Skywalker, whatever it is, I think it's not a good title.
I understand.
Even take the off it. Rise of Skywalker sounds better than The Rise of Skywalker, I feel. But you've got The Last Jedi, The Rise of Anyway, I'm going to get into it.
Too late you have.
Yeah. Anyway, it's also about people sucking the Force energy out of each other or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Wait, which one is? Rise of Skywalker.
This one.
Okay.
The other one.
All right.
So there you go. So we'll never know whether it's good or not. But what I think,
Yes.
this is my prediction,
Okay.
and there's no way of proving this because I'll be dead before it happens. I think there's a chance that Disney will retcon a lot of this movie in the future, either by saying that Rey's really not a Palpatine and it was a Sith trick and whatever,
Are they going to turn it away
or
immediately?
they wipe the movie.
Oh, you mean in like 30 years?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Not immediately.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think because depending on how it's received in like 20 years' time, because maybe people will grow to love it.
I guess so, yeah.
But so maybe it won't change at all. But I think they do retcon stuff. It happens, and that's what happens with movies as well. They go, "Oh, that one's no good. We got rid of it. That one doesn't count anymore."
That's true. Have they ever done that for a Star Wars?
Ewok Adventures and all the Legends stuff.
I guess that's
and
true, yeah.
Most of the cartoons,
But none of the major ones. They haven't.
No,
No.
it's just a prediction.
Although I guess technically The Rise of Skywalker has retconned a lot of The Last Jedi, so.
yeah, that's what I mean. It could be just that, or
Yeah.
it could be as bold as that movie doesn't count. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Shadows of the Empire was a major Lucasfilm multimedia project, Mason.
Oh, a real
It was
Project Luminous.
Yes, it was. It was everything but a movie, and they got rid of that. I did a video on it. I don't know if you saw it, but it was too long. Listen up, Mason. Luminous. It's like luminous beings. Yoda says it. He has a line about luminous beings.
I
That's
get
where
it.
it comes from. Anyway.
Could they have replaced, in this Trevorrow script, could they have replaced Leia with a different character? or-
Akbar. No, they blew him out of
They
window.
blew him up, didn't they? Yeah,
Akbar's son, Avtab, whatever his name is.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. His eyes are even more on the side of his head. I don't know if you've seen him.
Slack bar.
Is his stoner son?
Yeah, that's right. His stoner son, Slack bar. He's got two sons. The one you mentioned and Slack
Slack
bar.
bar.
Yeah.
Great. So it's like Colin Hanks and Jack Black from the movie Orange County.
Yep, exactly.
Have you seen it?
No, but from the context, I can kind of figure out what you're
Yeah,
talking
you know
about.
what's going on, don't
Yeah,
you?
that's right.
Yeah. So, yes.
But now he's going to straighten up and fly right because his dad died in that.
You know
in
it.
that exploding ship.
That's right. Like, yeah, you could definitely. You could. I was gonna say Laura Dern. She exploded. You could give that stuff to Nyan Numb. You give it to Lando.
Give it to Lando.
There you go. He's like, I'm the new leader because everyone died, so I'm the leader now.
Yeah.
I'm the oldest, and I've got a cane to hit young people with if I don't agree with them.
That's right. Shine your shoes, slack bar.
Yeah. I want him to have Biff Tannen's cane with the fist on the end.
Nice.
Just hitting people with it.
Yes.
Yeah. And which of the women there are his daughter? Half at least.
At least, absolutely.
Yeah. So there you go. Also, this is sort of Star Wars related, but
Everything's a bit Star Wars.
yeah.
related.
Well, Ryan Johnson looks like he's going to be doing a follow up to Knives Out. The Benoit
Spoons in.
Spoons in. That's right. What's his name? Benoit Blanc.
Benoit Blanc, yes.
Yeah,
Exactly, yeah.
So that's 2021. That's aiming for, which means he's not doing a Star Wars movie anytime soon. I guess if he's doing that.
I'd rather a Knives Out sequel. to be
Quite
honest.
frankly, me
Yeah.
too.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to see him go back to Star Wars, but why would he? Quite frankly,
Yep.
it seems like a nightmare. Yeah. Just the people yelling at him talking about.
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah.
I mean, and also, you know, everyone gets fired all the time. Before we talk about the most anticipated movies, Mason,
Yes.
Patreon is important to us because it helps keep the show on the ground, doesn't it? It helps keep us grounded. The more money we have keeps us more...
The more grounded we are, exactly right. Yeah,
You appreciate
because
that.
our pockets are filled
Yes.
with golden coins and we cannot float away.
That's right.
yeah, into
So-
the stratosphere.
That's right. It's linked below, but patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. I'm throwing up more polls this year for what people want for Caravan of Garbage in particular.
That's great, yeah.
Early videos as well. I put one up for what people want for the Dark Universe. That's why The Mummy is coming through on Tuesday.
Great.
The Mummy 1999, of course.
That's a good one. We
Yep.
watched that recently.
I did another Star Wars one that's coming up, and so I'm going to try and do one of
Yeah.
them every week or couple of
I
weeks.
guess Patreoners could also suggest episode topics as well.
100%,
Yeah, that'd be
yeah.
great as well.
That'd be really good. So, maybe we could do that.
So if you want to chuck a buck, you want to keep the lights on in here, keep us grounded.
Keep us grounded.
You know,
Just keep us like you.
because when we're free and poor,
Yeah.
we could go and do anything.
We're
you know
too
what I mean?
loose.
That's exactly. We need a giant golden anchor around our neck, chaining us to this studio, doing content that people want.
You know it. Anyways, Mason, this is via Rotten Tomatoes, the list that I've got here. It's the 74 most anticipated movies of 2020.
Oh, we're going to believe Rotten Tomatoes, are we?
I mean, yep.
Because it's a list of
It's
things.
a list of things that are coming out this year. I've
Oh,
also
then,
written
perfect.
here, subject to change.
Sounds biased to me.
Yeah, well, it is. Subject to change, and also where you are might be different when they come out. So I've just
Yes.
broken it down into months. I didn't do specific dates. That being said, people don't seem to really correct us as much on this show as they do on YouTube, where they constantly correct us. Like the time I called General Grievous a droid, and I've never stopped hearing about it.
Oh, yeah. What is he? I mean, he's a cyborg.
Cyborg,
But is
yeah.
there a technical Star Wars term for
I think
that?
he's a cyborg.
It's a cyborg, okay.
Yeah. I also say it again.
Or is he a Grievous?
I think
it's
he
like
might-
a Frankenstein. He's just a Grievous.
In that new, I can't wait, because in that new Morbius Sony video I did on how the universe is connected, I call him a Dracula. I don't say vampire the entire time. I say Dracula throughout the entire thing.
Great.
It'll be the first few days of people be like, oh, he's just doing that dumb thing that he does.
Yeah.
But then a week in, I'm gonna hear about it.
Oh, my goodness.
Don't you worry about it.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Starting in January, off to a bang. Dolittle just came out.
Oh, my God.
It set gums are flapping
It really has.
because it's not good apparently.
I've heard nothing but bad things.
Yep.
I was never predicting anything good. But it's fascinating to me.
Which part?
I feel we've talked about it before, but it's like Robert
Why?
Downey Jr. is like, I'm free of this. I can do anything I want.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do Dolittle. And it's very bad.
Apparently he, I might actually go and see it. I might take my son because he loves animals.
Okay.
And I don't think it'll matter to him
Yeah, right.
what's going on.
Are you going to cover his eyes during the dragon scene, which I'm going to spoil for you
Oh,
right
please
here?
do it.
This is from the Ryan George on Twitter.
Love
It says, this is a spoiler, but I feel I need to share what I just witnessed because I feel like I'm going insane. The climax of Dolittle, and I had to read this a number of times and read the comments to determine if this is accurate.
Okay.
Because I'm like, well, this is clearly made up. And it's got a lot of retweets and faves, so it must be made. It's a fun joke. You know,
It's a good joke.
Sometimes it's hard to tell. I don't want to look like a fool.
People put up a zippy meme.
Exactly, but it says the climax of Dolittle is literally him pulling bagpipes of a dragon's clogged asshole, after which a polar bear voiced by John Cena exclaims, "Teamwork makes dreams work." And I'm like, well, that can't be real, can it? It mustn't be real.
But
Apparently
It is. It's in the trailer
Yeah.
as well. You see it like blustering away at him.
Yeah.
You don't see the dragon, but
This is an article from the Wall Street Journal. In a pivotal scene in Universal's Pictures' Dolittle, hitting theaters Friday, the title character, a doctor played by Robert Downey Jr. who can converse with animals. We know who Dr. Dolittle is. Wall Street
we're
Journal.
not Dr. Dumblittle.
Relieves an ornery beast's indigestion by removing debris from its rectum.
Didn't say bagpipes.
No, it doesn't say bagpipes.
It's a good joke though.
I mean, that's a burn on the Scots, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
The bagpipes are just debris. You know?
It must be Loch Ness, right?
Oh yeah, maybe it is Nessie.
Yeah.
Okay. The scene was added late in the filmmaking process. One of several
Excuse
efforts Comcast Corporation's Universal made to try to ensure a return on the $175 million it invested in the family-friendly movie, according to a person close to the production. So they were hoping that this scene would be added and word would spread that there's a bagpipe removal from the rectum scene.
Yeah.
And people would be encouraged then to see the movie.
Okay, here's my question.
Yes.
Do you think the dragon ate the bagpipes, right? Or do you think a drunk Scotsman jammed them up there?
I think the dragon ate a bagpipe player.
Yeah.
And the bagpipe player dissolved in its stomach, but the bagpipes, which as we know are made from vibranium, did not dissolve.
Right.
Because this is an MCU movie.
So, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's a multiverse movie situation. Anyway, you mentioned the budget of $175 million. Box office so far, 15.9.
Seems low.
Bearing in mind,
Yes.
double that for marketing. So that's nearly a $400 million
Okay,
endeavor.
wow. Yeah.
A lot of it in reshoots to make sure they got that bagpipe anus scene in there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to see it.
Well, you got to see it with your son, I guess.
Yeah, I think you actually might like it. So there you go. Or also, we could talk about Dolittle all day, this movie that we didn't see and was always doomed.
Yeah.
But Bad Boys for Life is apparently not terrible.
Yep.
So much so that they're going to make another one.
Okay.
Apparently. Bad Boys for Life 4.
Yeah, right.
Great. And then we've got The Gentleman in January, which is the Guy Ritchie Oi.
Which is out here already.
Is it?
I've seen it.
Great. So I guess we're nearly out of January anyway, aren't they? What's
Okay,
it like?
great. Oh, it's Guy Ritchie's movie. You know that movie he makes?
Aladdin?
Yeah, Aladdin.
King Arthur?
No, remember
The spy one with Henry Cavill?
No, Man from Uncle, no.
Yeah.
No. Look, it's closer to his earlier stuff, but it is because it's there's blokes. There's blokes in a scheme. There's blokes in a scheme.
Blokes, yeah, having a laugh.
Having a laugh. People are having a laugh, right? But it's like on a bigger scale because it's about a huge weed.
And Matthew McConaughey's in it?
Yeah, it's like a huge weed growing organization.
Do they nearly get away with it?
I don't want to spoil anything. But I mean, it's about a character who has a $1 billion weed empire, so he's gotten away with it for some time.
Yeah, right.
I would imagine.
So he's okay.
Yeah.
And Matthew McConaughey's an American gangster, is he?
He's like a Rhodes Scholar, which he started in America. Like he was poor in America, and he got a scholarship to
Cambridge University.
Oxford situation, and then he became like a small time weed dealer, and then he kind of his empire built as he was a student, and then now he's the head of this big empire.
Gotcha. And he's the lead.
Yes.
Great.
But it's an all-star cast, mate.
Yeah, I saw
It's
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell's in it. He's good in it. I like Colin.
Yeah, he's good.
Farrell.
Did you see his penguin look this week?
Yes, I did. Yeah,
Platinum blonde.
Platinum blonde.
As the day is long.
I like all the headlines in the Twitter feed that reads like Colin Farrell packs on the pounds to play the penguin or whatever.
He's
it's
a
like,
monster.
Yeah, it's like.
Get outta here.
Also, what if he's not? What if he's like, I'm going to be thin and fit to play this penguin, and then he opens his Twitter and it's
I'm
like,
going to be the leanest penguin there's ever been.
and it's like
Much fatter than the one from
Yeah.
Gotham, they said.
Colin Farrell's really enjoying being a big fatty for doing
Must
the
be a
penguin.
relief
That's
to
right.
finally let it all go.
Yeah, God.
Oh, man.
I hope they finish filming this movie very quickly because if he stays this fat, he's going to die.
I didn't think that at all when I looked at him. Is he supposed to be playing a portly penguin?
I don't know.
So I didn't get that sense at all.
He looked normal.
Yeah.
I think he was wearing like a tracksuit or a track jacket or something like that. So,
So you can't even really tell.
Yeah. But anyway, it's pretty solid, I think. Hugh Grant is way playing against type. He's playing this kind of he's got the character. It looks like a role maybe Gary Oldman didn't take.
Yeah, right.
But apparently Guy Ritchie called him up. So like, you want to be this guy, and he's kind of this sneaky, effeminate journalist who's kind of like trying to blackmail.
That's what he's all about as well, because he's always railing against the British media.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
I like Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
I like how he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that aspect of Hugh Grant, because
Yeah.
he's like 56 now. He's just like, I don't care.
Yeah, Pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, Gentleman's pretty solid, I
Okay,
think.
good.
Yeah.
All right. I'll wait for it.
I don't know if it's going to make any money or anybody's going to
It's
watch
probably
it. But
relatively low budget,
Yeah.
I'd imagine. They did it for the smell of an English toffee, I believe. Or the
Right.
cast.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And the smell of a Werther's original. Are they British? I don't think they
They're
are.
American, yeah.
Wait, the smell of a Monster Munch.
Yes.
The smell of a Terry's chocolate orange.
Is that a British? We do
Yes.
this every week.
I
feel.
do, but every time I think of another one. The smell of a Jaffa cake. They're also orangey.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Why are they red? Anyway, are they?
No, you're thinking of Jaffas.
I'm thinking of Jaffas in general, aren't I?
Yeah.
Get them out of here. They're not that good. February.
Okay.
Birds of Prey.
Yep.
I like the look of it. I don't know.
Sure. Okay.
But I hope it's good.
Me too.
It's not based on the comic version or
No.
the original comic version, at least. Yeah.
There's some odd. I guess I never really thought about it. There seems to be some odd casting choices, or at least some. No, it's more odd characterization.
Yeah, it's got Victor Zsasz. It's got Harley Quinn, obviously. Elizabeth Winstead. Ewan McGregor's Black Mask. You better go full Black Mask fairly early on.
Sure.
Mason is all I'm saying. And none of this like just the front of the mask bullshit. I want the full skull thing. You know what I mean? You can't take it off. I want it like that. Can you take it off in the comics? I've got no idea.
I think he could initially. Maybe now it's welded to his face.
How does he eat? Through his butt.
Yeah, through his butt. Yeah,
How's he poop then?
through his mask.
Oh no.
Yeah. Right.
Uh,
Just builds up in his head.
yes. Anyways,
He
we've got
evolves into brown mask.
anyways, we got a lot of these, so we got to
Alright,
make
okay,
a
fine.
move. Downhill. I mentioned this because it's a remake of the Swedish film Force Majeure. I said that wrong, but it's Will Ferrell and Julie Louis Dreyfus.
Elaine from
Seinfeld and Veep,
And Veep,
obviously,
yes.
and various other
Veep
things.
from Veep.
But the premise, and I meant to see this original Swedish movie because apparently it's
Force
very
Majeure,
darkly
right?
funny. Yeah,
Okay.
is that this family is skiing. This is the premise. This is how it starts.
Okay.
but you can watch the trailer. But it starts where a family is holidaying in the snow, and then this huge like avalanche happens near the chalet where they are, and the family's sitting there. And the dad bails, like leaves his family and
Okay.
runs.
Right.
And then it's like, how do you come back from that?
Oh, I see. Right.
Because, you know, you've abandoned your family.
Presumably,
to
the
die.
family lives.
Yeah, it doesn't hit them. Sorry, I
Okay,
should
right.
mention that.
Right.
Like, it misses them completely.
Okay, but
Yeah, but he runs.
He's in his family's hour of need. He is a coward.
Yes.
Okay, right.
Anyway, it looked really funny. It'd be nice if Will Ferrell made a good movie.
Would
I
be,
feel
wouldn't
like.
it?
For
Yeah.
him, at least.
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
I feel like he's just been doing whatever. But he's still funny. Like, he's still funny in person.
Yeah,
and
every
he's-
time I see him
Yeah.
in a thing, he's funny. But
Yeah.
I'm not seeing him in, for example, a Holmes and Watson.
No, which is on Stan maybe
I'm not
now?
gonna watch it.
Yeah, who cares? Then we've got Sonic the Hedgehog, I guess. I mean, not a guess, but we do.
We definitely do. Yeah.
I probably won't say this.
What if you take your son?
He doesn't give a shit about Sonic the Hedgehog.
But it's a funny animal, being running fast.
Is it an animal?
Look,
It's
all
a
I'm
multiverse of madness
saying is
situation.
he's a funny animal who's not shooting people in the head. Because the other day, I came to your house. You may cut this out if you wish.
I won't.
And from the other side of the room, he just continually shot me with an imaginary gun. And so I was playing along and like...
But he shot you for a really long time.
He shot me for a really long time, and I continued to fall off my chair as I was shot. And then you were like, why don't you go check to see if Mesa's okay? And he walked up to me, and he finished me off with a headshot.
Point blank.
Yes. So what I'm saying is maybe give him a role model that isn't constantly shooting people in the head.
Okay, I'll
Sonic the Hedgehog is who that is.
this weird gremlin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. I wish they didn't change it.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But, you know,
Maybe the DVD will have two versions.
Oh my
You can switch
God.
back alternate angles.
I'd love that.
But it's old Sonic and new
Or
Sonic.
it's widescreen and he's just off to the side the whole time, just staring. Just
Yeah.
staring. You know he's there.
You know he's there, but you can't see him
Yeah.
because I got an old TV.
So there you go. So look, yeah, good on it, and great is what I say.
How long would you watch just an effects reel of old Sonic just screaming?
Is it a GIF or is there sound?
No, there's sound.
Oh, quite a while.
Yeah, right?
Does he breathe or does he just?
He breathes. Sometimes he gets out of breath because he's been screaming a long
Sure,
time.
yeah.
He's sweating and drooling and
Yeah.
stuff. Tears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention when you turned up today, I was saying goodnight to my son. I said, "Oh, Meso's downstairs. Do you want me to say hello?" And he just shook his head.
Yeah,
I
nice.
think he just thinks you're dead. He's like, "Meso's dead. I'm not."
Oh, because he shot me in the head that
Yeah.
time. Yeah, right.
That must be you've mistaken because
Yeah,
he's clearly
yeah,
not
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Then there's a weird Fantasy Island, maybe horror remake. I don't know if you saw the trailer for that.
No, but I think we mentioned it
Nah,
some months ago,
cool.
right?
And then there's the Invisible Man.
Oh, Dark Universe.
Dark Universe is back, baby!
Yeah, baby!
I'm actually looking forward to this genuinely. And I'm not gonna,
it's the Blumhouse.
yeah, it's the
style
Lee Winnell
one.
one. Big fan of this show and us. Me specifically, because I interviewed him
Yeah,
online.
no, we get it. Yeah.
But I think this is the thing they should have been doing from the start. Low budget.
Yes.
Get a good director.
Yeah.
Don't try and make the Avengers with...
We don't want it. Exactly.
Just make good horror movies because people see them.
Yeah.
So, generally.
Why would the Universal monsters hang out and be the Avengers? Why would
To stop
they?
other monsters. Other lesser known monsters.
Okay, sure.
I don't have answers for you.
Yeah.
It's a multiverse situation.
Oh, okay then. Perfect.
There you go. I bet somebody makes there's an even worse Dracula or a Frankenstein.
Oh,
or
Super
something.
Dracula.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like in Alex G.
Of course, I know what happened in
There's
LXG.
there's an even more Invisible Man, and
Yeah,
there's an
that's
even
right.
bigger Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, that's
whatever.
probably what they do. Yeah, you're right. Uh-huh.
There's a man will die even quicker if he looks at his own painting.
That's right. Yes, exactly. Yeah. There's a guy in even more bandages.
That's right. So in that, we're going to watch, that's what won the poll, by the way, or is
Yeah.
currently winning the poll for what we're going to do for Invisible Man for Caravan of Garbage on Patreon.
Yeah, right.
But was the story in that they assembled a team of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen only to then steal all their abilities and make an even more extreme League of Extraordinary
I
Gentlemen?
think so. And then maybe to sell that technology.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think. Yeah.
Like an arms race.
Yeah, I think so.
And there's a car in it.
Yeah.
An even faster car.
Oh my God.
Great. Anyway, March.
Could have been good.
Could have been
Could have
good.
been good.
Because it's based on a good thing.
There's one more volume of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which I think came out last year that I haven't read yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna get to that.
Do you know who it's got in it around this time? Is it Alan Moore?
Yes, it's still Alan Moore, but it's like I think it's proper modern day now. I think.
So the heroes of today.
Yeah, exactly.
K-pop stars.
That's right, exactly. Yes.
Terrific.
Psy is in there.
Oh, he's back.
Psy's back. Exactly.
That's a current reference for Alan Moore, is it?
Yeah, that's right.
Like that song?
Yeah.
It's on
But
in my pub.
the villain's an even more powerful Gangnam Style.
So he's taller.
Yeah.
Great. In March, we've got Onward, that Pixar movie where my dad's just legs and we're all elves.
Oh, yeah. Got to bring my dad back or whatever it is. Yeah.
You get it. Then we got Bloodshot.
Oh, yeah.
Vin Diesel, he keeps getting his memory wiped and they keep giving him nanotechnology so he can work for the government. But he's like, I'm not always going to work for the government. And they're like, you'll work for the government.
And if you don't, look at all these guys you don't know with sticks. Whack, 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 whack. Ow!
Yeah. Do you think this will be good? Or generic Vin Diesel, whatever?
I think it'll be better than a Triple X, I feel.
Oh, but I kind of like that movie.
Okay.
Better in, I get what you're saying.
Here's the thing, though. I quite like the Triple X movies.
Because they're bad.
Even though they're dumb and bad.
Yes.
I feel like this will be, quality-wise, it'll be on par. Like, it'll be an enjoyable film. But I
Yes.
think it'll be more smartly written.
Yeah,
Or at
okay.
least I hope it will. Like, if they're taking it from the comic books,
Yeah.
I feel like it'll be a bit more smartly written
Okay,
than
right.
a Triple X.
Okay, so the guy behind this, the director, I've just quickly looked this
no.
up. No, this
Okay.
is a very much like, I don't know which way it's going to go, but he's done some good stuff.
Okay.
Dave Wilson, he's worked on visual effects for like a number of video games, including like Force Awakens 2, Knights of the Old Republic, Avengers Age of Ultron. He also worked on that. He also directed one of the Love, Death and Robot shorts.
Okay.
Sunny's Edge, where remember that one? It's about a robot.
It's about a robot.
Robot
Say no
fighting.
more.
No, it's about
The robot fighting, and then it's like, why is your robot always so good?
because it's whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I like
and
that one, yeah.
and now he's doing this.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Speaking of video games.
It does look good. Like I think
Yeah.
that nano effect is incredible. Where he breaks apart, like his arms, like
yeah,
reforms.
that's true. Yeah. I was going to say, speaking of video games, a
love
lot of
video
delays
games.
this
Yeah,
year.
a lot of delays.
Marvel's Avengers,
Hot stuff.
that's getting delayed. I wonder if it's to make them look less like generic.
Yeah.
Like
I hope it's just
like Disney. They look like Disney Park
yeah.
Avengers. Like
I hope, or it's like a stage show that you go to.
yeah,
with your
right.
kid.
Yeah.
It's Avengers on ice.
Yes.
Yeah, and Elsa's here also, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think it's hopefully. I'm
A bunch
hoping.
of people with sticks, and they've got skates.
I'm hoping that it's to make it better.
Yeah,
That's what it generally is.
I'd hope so. Yeah.
And also, I hope it alleviates like crunch periods. Which,
Yeah.
which
Well, look, and
is
I'm totally
plaguing
okay
video
with
games.
that. It's just
Well, there was this. There was Cyberpunk. Was delayed.
2077 is going to September.
Yeah.
And so is the Final Fantasy VII remake.
I don't care about that.
No, I don't. Oh, well, I think I played again. I never finished the original one. So
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'd be totally fine with it if they hadn't all been pushed back months.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I want to play Cyberpunk 2077.
Well, I want Doom, and that's coming out soon.
That's coming out soon.
There's something else that I was looking forward to.
Yeah.
It's coming out soon. Last of Us. Those get delayed a lot, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't surprise me if that got delayed.
I'm excited to play Doom Eternal and finally end up in heaven, tearing angels' heads off.
That'll teach them.
Yeah,
That'll teach them, Mason, with their harps and their
that's right.
friendly faces.
Yeah, that's right.
But I like him. Then we've got A Quiet Place 2.
Oh yeah,
Cillian Murphy, he's back for more post-apocalyptic horror.
A Quiet Place 2. Bit of shush.
If you don't mind.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, I think it's going to do some flashbacks, because John Krasinski is directing, but
Yeah, right.
I think they're going to do some whatever the monsters are flashbacks.
Yeah, that seemed that way in the trailer,
tarantula
didn't it?
things.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this. I like the first one. I don't think it's brilliant. There's some stuff in this, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. But
In the first one?
yeah.
Which parts?
why don't they live near the waterfall?
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
It's
yeah.
one thing.
Yeah, why haven't they found anything soundproof?
Yeah.
Why don't they live in a cool recording studio?
Yeah,
where everything's soundproof.
I agree. They could do
Yeah.
podcasts.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to the Alien Monsters Trying to Kill Us podcast. We bring you news and all kinds of aliens trying to kill us.
I'm also not really sure how the monsters work in terms of like, sometimes they hear you and sometimes they don't. Like you
Yeah.
can't just be like, ha! And then like move 50 feet and before they get you.
Yes, that's true.
I don't know. I don't understand things, but I like things and that's cool.
You don't understand things, but you like things, and that's cool.
And they pour in that sand every day so that they can walk on so they can go to the shops and get some canned tuna.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, I am looking forward to it.
Me too.
Then we've got the weird Fantasy Island horror remake again. They're re-releasing it because it did so well.
Incredible.
Hot stuff. Then we've got
Because it nearly beat Avatar, so they're going to bring it back just to nudge it over the line.
then we've got Mulan.
Do you think if they're doing the Fantasy Island remake,
Mm-hmm.
are they gonna bring back? Are they gonna have a? Do we know what the cast list is or anything?
I can bring that up for
Are they
you.
going to give us a Hervé Villechaize?
Yes.
that
guy. The
little
plane-
person
the plane
character?
guy?
Yeah, but is he going to be a little person? Are they going to get?
I don't know.
Okay.
Presumably.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. No, but Michael Peña's in it.
Ooh.
And that's cool. Michael Rooker's also in it.
Ooh. So which one is the
Maybe they get Gary Oldman to do it again, like he did in Tiptoes. He'll just do it on his knees.
maybe?
Remember that? What an era.
Okay, of those two guys we've just mentioned, Rooker and Michael Peña,
Yep.
who's the main guy and who's the sidekick? If it has to be those two.
They're good. I like that duo.
Maybe they're both the sidekick.
Yeah.
Maybe they're both the weird sidekick.
Yeah.
/ muscle.
Slash Russell, yeah. I love it.
Because Rooker's not he's not the mastermind behind a fantasy island.
No.
But neither's Michael Peña.
He might be a heavy. He might be
Yeah.
like the lead mercenary who's like, this fantasy island's getting out of control.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, I don't care about Fantasy Island.
care about
but
it
because
too
it's
much at
done
this
so
point.
well.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll have to
Exactly.
see it,
we'll
obviously.
have to pivot this entire podcast to Fantasy Island hot takes.
Correct. And then we've got Mulan, which I'm really looking forward to.
Yes.
And I'm also really looking forward to rewatching that and seeing what you think.
Oh, yeah.
I think you might like it. Then April.
Apparently there's no songs at all, right?
No, but there seems to be the soundtrack is at least inspired by.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Which is good. April, we've got the New Mutants. Now, what's interesting
coming
about
out,
this is that,
baby.
first of all, that it's actually coming out. The other thing is the director has come out and said that it's his version. Like he's making his exact version.
Okay.
And I think the reason that may be is because Disney are just like, just do exactly what you want. This is probably not going to do well regardless.
Right.
And then we won't have people hounding us forever about
Yeah.
releasing a different version of the New
We
Mutants.
we just don't want people handing us on Twitter saying release the whatever your name is cut.
Yeah, that's right.
Guy who's directing this, whose name we don't
Josh
know.
Boone. Yeah. So,
I hear there's some talk. There's been some talk recently.
Oscar talk.
Oh, Oscar talk. We can talk Oscar talk. But I
don't
was
wanna
going to
talk
say,
about
I was going to say, there's been some release the J.J. Abrams cut
Yes.
talk about the Rise of Skywalker.
Yes.
I don't think there is a J.J. Abrams cut.
I think there's probably some extra stuff that they cut
Yeah.
out because that's how movies are made.
Yeah.
So I don't care.
Right?
I don't care.
You care a little bit.
No.
You care too much.
Yeah, that's probably true. Then we've got, there's not enough time for James Bond to die.
Yeah.
There's hardly enough time for him
Simply
to
cannot
do it.
find the time to die.
Yes.
I cannot fit the death of myself into my current schedule.
Correct.
Minute.
Barbara Broccoli also came out and said James Bond can be whatever ethnicity.
As long as it's a man.
He's a man. So whatever, you own it. Do what you want. I don't give a shit.
Also, I'm impressed as a sentient piece of broccoli. You've been doing this for so long.
How did you avoid being eaten? Because you're not the best vegetable. I'm a fan, but I know other
I'm also
people
a fan
aren't.
of
Yeah,
broccoli.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
I like it. It feels healthy when you're eating it. It feels good. When people like put cheese on broccoli, unnecessary. You can just have it.
That's true.
It's good enough.
Yeah, right.
It's good enough broccoli.
Barbara Broccoli.
Yes. Then we've got Black Widow, which also comes out in May, depending where you are. We had that new trailer.
We did.
It looks good, I think.
I also think
I
it
like
looks
the
good.
Taskmaster.
Yeah.
What tasks is this task mastered?
Shield stuff.
Yep.
Um,
Sword stuff.
Jumping up off the ground at the same time as Black Widow and looking the same, having the same stance stuff.
Wish I had that,
You don't.
but I wish.
No, I understand. Sure. I just don't want to build up false hope in you. You can train all you like.
Yeah.
But you'll never have jumping up at exactly the same time as Black Widow.
Yes.
And then going in the exact same stance as Black Widow stuff.
Do you think I could beat up Black Widow?
No.
What if it was in real life, though?
Like the character of Black Widow.
Yeah, like
Not
she came
Scarlett
into the
Johansson.
real world.
Oh, no, she'd beat you up. She'd beat you up.
In the real world, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I'm me.
Oh, you know, more so. She'd beat you up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if it was a Black Widowed Scarlett Johansson-sized spider? So it was like human-sized, and I had a cricket bat.
Is it? And that's poisonous, right?
Yes.
Cricket bat.
The cricket bat's poisonous. It's got a poison nail in it. I had to dip it in a big tin
Wow.
of poison.
Well, that'd drip down on your hands.
I'd
And
wear
you
gloves.
would be poisoned.
I'd wear gloves.
The gloves are also poisoned.
Why would I put them on?
I don't know.
Did you give them to me?
Yeah.
Why?
Thought it'd be funny.
You didn't want to see me fight the spider?
I wanted to see you succumb to the poison first.
Okay. I don't like it.
No.
I hope it doesn't happen, to be honest.
Well,
Anyway, Black Widow. I hope it's good.
me too.
And then if it's not, they're making them forever. May, we've got Legally Blonde 3.
What?
Yep.
Wow.
Never really seen them.
Okay.
But they're popular and good, apparently. Or the
That's
first
true,
one is at
yeah.
least. So it would turn into a musical. Reese Witherspoon is back. So that's good. And then we've got Scoob.
I've seen the trailer for this.
I
Looks
don't know
like
if
it
I have.
sucks. To me, it looks like it sucks.
So it's a prequel
Yes.
to the adventures of all Scooby-Doos.
Yes, and it's young Scoob and young Shag. And
What
how
does
do they
Shaggy do
meet?
after his dog dies?
Good question.
Depression. Was he
Yeah.
another dog? Or was he rich enough where he could clone as another dog? You know, people doing that, like Bette Midler's cloning their dogs or
You
whatever.
think Shaggy's rich enough? You think he's one of those rich hippies?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
right,
why he's
right.
allowed to just flitter around and look at fake ghosts or
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
the fuck.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe he'd clone the dog.
Yeah. Okay, good. Maybe he's done it multiple times. Maybe that's
Yeah.
why it talks. You just keep changing it.
Yeah, sure.
It's not supposed to be.
No.
That's the real mystery.
Yeah.
Stop that man.
Yeah.
Quite frankly. He's not right. He's a monster. Yeah, he might be a Nazi scientist. Son?
Yes.
Good. He's from the 70s or whatever.
Anyway, this is what this family movie is about.
Correct. I'm probably not going to see it, I guess.
No,
Unless my son wants
to me,
see
it looks. You should watch the trailer because it looks bad.
Okay, I will. That sounds
I watched it many months ago, so I couldn't tell you specifically why
Yes.
it's bad, but it just looks bad.
Okay, what about this? Fast and Furious 9.
Oh yeah.
They're back. It's all about family. The Rock's not in it. Who's the bad guy? I don't know.
Probably somebody's brother or sister or mother or father or son or daughter.
What kind of car they got?
Cousin?
They're a good one.
Yeah, good car. Yeah.
But it's no match for American Muscle.
That's so true. Yeah.
Or one of those NOS cars or whatever.
It's no match for American Muscle or whatever like poor rev heads have. Because it's always like a Lamborghini and like a Ford GT
Yeah.
and then like a Nissan 350Z. It's always
Yeah.
like one of the cars
Like
you guys
what
have.
Yeah, this is what you cruise in.
Yeah.
We're just like you. You're absolutely right.
Anyway, do we have any plot details or anything?
I'm sure there is, but who cares?
Okay.
You get it.
Yeah,
Somebody's
okay.
brother or sister.
I hope it recaptures the magic of 7 and 8 and not the zero magic of Hobbs and Shaw, in my opinion.
There was no magic in that movie.
Agreed.
Then there's Artemis Fowl, and I bring this up because it's Kenneth Branagh's Artemis Fowl. It's
Oh.
it's about a steampunk kid. That's as far as I know, but it's based off a popular series.
Yeah, it's about like an evil kid genius.
Cool. I think that sounds interesting.
Yes.
Oh, I saw the trailer and I went, oh yeah. And I like Kenneth Branagh. So, that's cool. And he was sexy in that Dracula movie. Frankenstein, whatever. June, Wonder Woman 84. Looks good.
Me too thinks that. I made an assumption about what you were going to say, and I had my response locked and loaded,
And it
I was
worked.
wrong, but
Oh,
it still worked.
That's not what you were always going to say? Me too thinks that?
I was.
Good, excellent.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've talked about it a lot,
Yeah.
but Yeah, it's got pushed back to
Me too.
Fix that.
Yes.
Yeah, good. So it got pushed back so it could be a summer release. It's going to be going up against Candyman, the reboot
Oh
with
my God.
Jordan Peele's involved.
Oh, okay, right. Sure. Mhm.
He's a man. He's got a hook hand, and bees follow him.
Yes. Mhm.
I don't think I've ever seen it, but I know people were outraged that the original Candyman wasn't the Candyman again.
Oh, like the actor playing the Candyman.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but I think they ended up casting him in it.
Yeah, they're very... Horror fans are very...
Oh, it's a direct sequel to the original. There you go.
Well, then maybe. The horror fans are very adamant that the original person in the suit and the mask is always the same person in the suit and the
Totally, I
mask.
can appreciate that. Yeah.
Staggers the same way.
Yeah. Then we got Soul. It's the other Disney Pixar one. It's about souls or whatever.
Okay, right.
Great. Then In the Heights. I bring this up because it's a musical. It's by the guy who did Hamilton, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I see.
Yeah, it's a hip opera. You know how he does it?
Yes, sure.
And it's about In the Heights. It's about a guy just making his way in the world.
Okay, sure.
And I've always wanted to see the musical, and now I will. Because of this movie.
You always want to see a musical.
I want to see this musical.
Okay, but have you seen Hamilton?
Yes.
What did you think?
I really liked it because it's good.
Oh,
I don't think that's controversial
yeah, right.
to be like...
No, I don't think it is either.
Yeah. Let me check who's directing this.
Is it Lin-Manuel
John Chu.
Miranda? Who?
John Chu. He did like Crazy Rich Asians and Now You See Me Too. G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Real gun for hire, this guy, it seems.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. Anyway, I like the trailer. So.
Yeah, right, okay.
Then we've got Top Gun Loser. Maverick's back.
Yep.
What's he up to? Same shit.
Just flying those planes.
Now
Can't
he's
get a
training
promotion.
kids, and he's like, "Thanks for inviting me back." And they're like, "You're not invited back. These were orders." And he's like, "You invited me. I'm Top Gun Maverick."
Uh-huh.
And they're like, "You live in a bin, Tom Cruise."
Yeah. Live in a bin 1/4 mile at a time.
As the garbage truck picks me up every Thursday when I sleep in.
That's right.
Yeah. Goose's son.
Do something else, Tom Cruise's character
What do
from
you
that
mean?
movie. I don't know.
What do you think he should have another job?
Just fly your own plane. Just
Like
get
a crop duster?
Yes.
Like Randy Quaid from the first Independence Day.
Yes.
What if it was Top Gun versus aliens?
No.
And they bring their own Top Gun.
Oh.
They've got a space Top Gun.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
A Spop gun.
A Spock gun.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
What do you think of that?
And it's E.T.?
It's E.T.
E.T.'s their Spop gun.
Yes.
What a clash of the 80s legends.
I know.
But it's the E.T. puppet they haven't used in years, so all
it's no
the
good.
rubber's rotted away.
Did you see when people were like, "Oh my god, E.T. finally got the sequel that we deserved," and it's like an AT&T commercial or
Oh, no, I
some
didn't
shit.
say that, no.
Yeah, it's whatever. Do you know what's like when they're like Ferris Bueller's got a sequel, and it's a Super Bowl commercial. It's got Matthew Broderick, and he's like 52, and it's
Yeah,
like
sure.
I'm skipping work, and I'm like, this is the saddest thing I've ever
Right,
seen.
uh-huh.
And as you know, Mason,
Yeah.
I hate Ferris Bueller. He sucks.
We had this conversation quite recently, didn't we?
It's coming up in a video. Yeah. July. You like the movie Free Guy?
I feel I had more talk about Top Gun, but I don't think I did. I think it's probably just
Okay.
I don't know. Live your life, Tom
Yeah,
Cruise.
Tom Cruise, he's
I
doing it,
guess, you
isn't
know,
he?
Yeah. Okay. Free Guy.
Free Guy. It's directed
Looks
by.
fun. Is it going to be enjoyable beyond the premise?
That's right.
In the trailer.
Good questions. This is from Sean Levy. He did all the Night of the Museum films. He did Real Steel. Remember
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Where Hugh Jackman taught a robot to kiss and box.
In the year 2020.
Yes. We had an idea for an episode.
Maybe
which
we'll
I
do it
thought
next
was
week.
Great.
What are we doing next week?
Do we have any? I don't think there's anything. Yeah, I think we
We'll
could.
do it next week. Okay.
Would you want to explain that premise?
Well, next week we're going to do an episode about all the incredible things that are going to happen this year, the year 2020.
and there's still time.
as shown to us in all the movies set in the year 2020.
People
it's
don't
It's a
want-
bumper year.
People don't want blood sports anymore, Mason. They want robot boxing for some reason.
That's right.
Have you seen Real Steel?
I haven't seen Real Steel.
No,
Maybe I'll squeeze it in before next week.
Yeah. Free Guys. Did you see it?
I saw
Haven't
the trailer.
seen it? It's
No,
good. I
it's not
liked
out
it.
yet.
I liked it. The trailer, that is. I
Yes.
like the premise. Then we've got Ghostbusters Afterlife.
That's right.
And then maybe we can stop with this. So,
This old Ghostbusters nonsense.
yeah, please.
Oh, yeah.
Best case scenario, obviously for them it does really well and they make sequels forever. Best case scenario for me,
Yes.
it's average and then we can stop.
Sure.
We can just all take a breath.
But will we stop?
Terminator stopped.
You're right. Terminator did stop.
Sometimes
and that,
things
I
stop.
feel like that has been way more of a money spinner than Ghostbusters ever was. So,
Well, they've made more
yeah,
in that sense.
That's true. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. But that being said, I don't mind the trailer and whatever and who cares forever.
Sure.
Then we've got Tenet.
Should that be our slogan? Who cares forever?
Who cares forever?
That could be your new catchphrase.
Who cares forever? I could shout
As
it.
you're falling off a cliff.
Yeah. Tenet. What is it? Time
We don't know
travel.
yet.
or
Time
something.
travel. Reverse.
$200 million budget, they reckon.
Yeah, okay.
So I think we've talked about it, but it's good, I think.
You think it's good?
Yeah.
Based on the trailer.
I'm really looking forward to
Me
it.
too.
It's probably might be my most anticipated.
Nolan rarely puts together a dud.
You didn't like My Dad's in Space and all
I
the
said he
corns dying.
rarely puts together a dud, but he has put together a dud called Interstellar.
I like it.
Yeah.
Then we've got Jungle Cruise. The Rock. He's in a tiny little tugboat outfit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Emily
yes.
Blunt's in it. It's like the biggest set ever made or something.
Okay. I would have
that's
called
all
it
I
Tiny
remember.
Tugboat. The Rock's Tiny Tugboat.
Would they make it even? I think they should make it even tinier.
Yeah,
like you
right?
would make a tugboat look small, but you make it even smaller.
Yeah, you do. Exactly, yeah.
And the wheel's tiny. Like they're normally like a giant wooden wheel, but it's like a tiny little wooden wheel.
Yeah.
Looks like a baby's toy that he's
Yes.
holding. Yeah.
And it's filmed in a pool.
I love it. Not for me. Good luck.
What's the plot of Tiny Tugboat?
I don't know.
Okay.
They do a jungle cruise. Rambo 4, presumably.
Oh, probably, yeah. Right,
He goes into Burma and murders 400 people. 400 child soldiers.
Is it what I mean? Is it more of like a? I mean, that's pretty funny. But is it like they get into trouble with the locals, or is it kind of like? Is it one of those like Goldie Hawn, Kurt Russell movies where
I
it's
would
like
say so.
we don't get along and why am I on your tiny tugboat cruise? And then they fall down a waterfall
she's
or whatever.
well-to-do.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or Captain Ron. Wait,
I don't know what you're talking
what was the
about.
one? What was the one where?
Bird on a Wire?
No, but
The one where
probably.
she knocks her head and
That's the one. She falls off the boat.
He makes her his wife or
Yes,
whatever.
that one.
gonna
They
look at-
remade that recently,
They
I think,
did.
and reversed the roles.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Anna Faris?
Yeah, it was Anna Faris, I think.
Let me
yeah.
just check what Jungle Cruise. Let me check the premise.
Okay, please.
Tiny tugboat.
It's called The Rock's Tiny Tugboat.
Here we go.
Somebody set up a change.org petition.
Rowboat takes travelers to the jungle filled with dangerous animals and reptiles, but with a supernatural element.
Oh.
Boo. So it's not set in Burma. Morbius.
Yep.
Fuck off, Morbius already. I'm not sick of your shit, quite frankly. No, good luck.
We didn't talk about how nobody likes Jared Leto.
Do you like him?
No. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I guess some people must.
People
though.
must.
But I don't like him.
I don't like him either. I didn't like his... No, I think the Joker thing is not his fault necessarily.
Right. Uh-huh.
I still get comments on a lot of the video, because I did a video a while back on, I think you were in it, where we ranked all the Jokers, and we're like, he's definitively the worst. And we have people come in that go, Joaquin Phoenix is definitely the best and whatever, but most of them are like, Jared Leto sucks and his version sucks and it's emo and terrible.
Sure.
But every now and then, there's just like a big Jared Leto, just a
big
huge,
Jared
the
Leto
biggest fan,
stan, okay.
a big fan.
Yeah, right. Mhm.
So, you know, I don't know.
30 seconds to Marza.
Yeah, that's right.
A 30 seconds to Martian. That's what they call them.
Very good.
Yes.
I don't think he's a terrible actor.
Isn't he a terrible person?
Yeah, apparently. There's stories and rumors and whatever. But
Okay,
let's
right.
not jump the gun on the
Okay.
terrible things he
Okay, right.
probably did.
Okay, let's wait and see if Morbius is any good, and then if it's bad, we'll
Yeah.
just unload on him again.
That's right, exactly. Then in August, we've got Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
Cool.
Yeah.
They got kids, they're grown up, they haven't written the song, which has saved the universe yet or whatever.
Oh, right.
Death's back. William. not
Oh,
William Fichtner.
yeah.
What's his name?
I think it might be William Fichtner.
No, that's a different guy.
yeah.
No, he's in
He's in many
Shawshank.
things. Yeah.
Let me check.
Okay.
Anyway, this is a long time coming. I like all of those.
Okay. So the
movies.
premise of the first one basically.
William Sadler.
William Sadler. There we go. He's
Yeah.
great. The premise of the Bill and Ted universe is that at some point Bill and Ted in the future write a song and that unites all of humanity.
Yes.
And so this movie set in the present day, I guess.
Yes.
And they haven't done
They
that
haven't
yet.
done it yet.
That's I like that a lot.
Though, but at the end of two,
yeah.
they are a successful rock band.
Because they went into the future.
Yeah.
came
No.
back.
You see like all the newspaper articles and it's like, let's save the world or whatever.
Right, okay. So what is this? Retconned? Reboot?
Reboot. Yeah.
reboot,
I'm just
okay.
checking what year the first one is. You know when they go to the future in... Oh, they do. They go to... Yeah, the first one, I was like, is that a 2020 future? But it's not. It's 2688.
Okay, right.
So we're not talking about that this
No,
year. But
that's right.
yeah, so the synopsis is now enduring the monotony of middle-aged life, Bill Bill and Ted are warned by a visitor from the future that they need to create the song that will save the earth and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
That's probably a metaphor also, it turns out to be, I'd imagine.
Sure, right.
The first one's like a fun, like time travel romp.
Yes.
And it's very silly and a bit low budget. And
right.
And they're picking up characters throughout history. And the second one is just fucking bananas.
Yeah, I haven't
And
watched it in a long
I
time.
really like it.
Yeah.
Like I know the second one wasn't as well received, but I think they're both really
Because they got to
interesting.
fight the robot duplicates of themselves.
But they also they build their own robot duplicates
That's
at
right.
the same time.
And then they meet they go to hell and then also heaven, and then they meet the smartest being in the universe, which is a big slime ball monster.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Good stuff.
Yeah. And there was a comic book as well, which was very good if I remember
and
correctly.
a TV series and an animated series.
Oh, we talked about the TV series didn't we, at some point?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, I'll probably do an episode on Bill and Ted's Closer To.
Oh.
Maybe it's one of those things that, I don't know, do people still like it? Or is it just us?
Don't know.
just old dudes.
Do we even still like it? Well, I mean, based on the plot synopsis you've just provided us, it does sound like this is aimed at
Us.
people. Yeah, people who are teenagers or, I guess, or like that
No,
age.
we were younger
Younger than
that.
teenagers when it came out, and who are now grown ups and are like, life. Wish there was a movie that I could relate to. A
haven't
white
we-
man. Ugh.
Why haven't we written a song that saves the universe?
Right? I like to think that every week we write a song that saves the universe, James. It's called This Podcast.
But where are there's no music in it. Spoken word poetry, I would
Exactly.
accept.
That's right, yeah.
I will not accept song.
Have you not been putting in that musical bed that I send you every
People
week?
do it, but I
Oh.
don't do it.
The dubstep theme to Bonanza that I send you every week?
I put it in this week earlier.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Then we've got The Hitman's Wife Bodyguard.
What?
It's the
Sequel to the Samuel L.
I
Jackson
didn't
Ryan
say
Reynolds
it.
movie? I didn't know that was coming out.
I thought it was-
What's it called? The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
Yeah.
Huh.
I was going to see the first one, and then apparently it wasn't that good because I like those two. And I think that's an interesting pairing.
Yeah, it's pretty
Apparently
average.
not. Oh, you watched it?
I have seen it. It's on
Okay.
Netflix or one of those.
Great. In September, Monster Hunter. Paul
that?
W.S. Anderson is back with
Resident
Mila.
Evil guy?
Yes, with
Okay.
his wife, who's in all of his
Mila
Resident Evil
Jovovich.
movies. And this time they're ruining Monster Hunter.
Is that a video game?
Yes, it is.
Okay, right.
A very popular
Monster
video
Hunter
game.
World, is that the video game?
There's various
Okay,
ones
right.
and whatever, but yeah,
Okay.
very popular, difficult. Seems like the barrier to entry is difficult for an old man like me, but very loved, and
Okay.
I can't imagine this being anything other than people not liking it.
Why is Monster Hunter World not good for an old person? Or
Oh
Monster
no,
Hunter?
I think the idea of like the lore and like the mechanics.
Oh, there's
behind
too much of it?
Yeah, and
Okay,
I'm just
right.
not really
Huh. You're not having it.
I'm not having it, quite frankly.
You just want Tetris.
I do want
You
Tetris.
want Tetris.
So the budget of this is 60 million as well. And I feel
Okay.
like with Monster Hunter, you need a bit more than that. Also, do you like giant monster hunting swords, Mason, and deserts?
That's a big old sword. That's a Final Fantasy-esque
No, it
sword.
is, anyway.
Okay, so this isn't set on Earth. This is set in some sort of fantasy realm.
You're asking the guy who doesn't know or care, Mason.
Okay, right.
That's
Again,
who
we
you're
could
asking.
we could open that. We could use that to open the podcast every week.
I could say it as I'm falling off a cliff.
That's right.
You're asking the guy.
Oh, that'd be a great if you wanted to leave a party early. You just have to wait for somebody to ask you a question, then you go. You're asking a guy who doesn't know or care as you back out.
Then we've got The Conjuring. The devil made me do it.
Bull.
Never seen one. They do well. Next one, The King's Man. Delayed to this time. Or maybe not. I don't know. It's the prequel to The Kingsman.
Yes, it is.
Matthew Vaughn is back. I like his movies enough that I think this could be a good one. And it's set in World War One.
Yes.
Much like the movie 1917. What? What are you pointing at?
You're tapping.
Oh, sorry.
That's
I
right.
don't think it was coming through.
No.
Yeah.
We'll know soon.
We'll
won't
know
we?
soon.
We'll know
If I've been
tomorrow.
tapping for 40 minutes and not noticing, Mason will edit it out. I'll send him the file and he'll take care of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll put Bonanza over it.
That's right. Next, we've got The Many Saints of Newark. Why did I put that in, and what is it?
I don't
Oh, that's
know.
right. It's Edgar Wright's next movie.
Oh.
Inspired by like films like The Last Night in Soho. I
This
said,
is Newark, New Jersey.
yes, it's inspired to. It's said to be. No, sorry. Last Night in Soho is the Edgar Wright movie.
Yes.
Many Saints of the thing that I said is the Sopranos prequel, starring James Gandolfini's son
Huh.
as
James Gandolfini.
yes,
Huh.
but it's his son.
So are these two separate movies?
Yeah, ignore the Edgar Wright thing I said.
What is that though? Now you've intrigued me.
Okay, so we're getting this prequel to The Sopranos.
Okay. That's coming out this year.
Now that's done. And then we're getting Last Night in Soho, which is the next Edgar Wright film. It's inspired by British horror films such as Don't Look Now.
Oh.
So there you go.
So they're not related in any way.
No, Mason, I just made a mistake.
So the Edgar Wright film is not inspired by this Sopranos prequel that hasn't come out yet. Okay, right.
I'll clean this up in the edit. But yeah, do you understand now what I said?
Sort of, yes. Are they coming out at similar times?
Yeah, both in September.
Okay, right.
Well, no, if it's Australia, probably never. For
I understand the confusion then.
You reckon they'll let us interview Edgar Wright again?
No.
Yeah, let's ask him even worse questions this time. Let's see if we can really catch him in a lie.
Yeah, that's right. We'll ask him all the same questions. If he provides a slightly different answer, we've got a big buzzer. We'll be like, no.
Door opens.
Yep.
Guys he doesn't know with sticks.
Beat him up with sticks, exactly.
Or it could just be us. He doesn't know us.
That's true, yeah. So this is a horror movie.
Yes.
In the style of a British horror movie called
Yes.
Don't Look Now.
And various other things.
Is it a horror comedy?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But presumably there's funny stuff in it. Because he walks the line, he's walked the line between horror and comedy
True, yeah.
before.
But would you like to see see, I don't know, I feel like, because we've had, Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz and The World's End and et cetera.
And Ant-Man.
And Ant-Man and Baby Driver.
Yeah.
Which was a action movie with some fun stuff in it.
Yeah.
But I wonder if maybe he would like to transition just a horror movie.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up.
We should ask him
Yeah.
when the movie comes out. We'll determine what it is, and maybe it's a horror comedy, and we could be like, did you consider making it just a horror movie, i.e. a better movie?
I think
Yes.
we should ask him about the Sopranos sequel while we're there.
I think we should too.
Be
Yeah.
like, why did you... Did
Yeah.
you do this on purpose to confuse us?
Yeah. You know what we should do, if we interview him again, we could just constantly ask him if he remembers us from last time. Do you remember?
I was sitting on this side of you.
And I was
if you
sitting
remember.
here.
We were
I
in
was
a
sitting
different
here.
room.
I was sitting here. I was quite ill. I was coughing a lot.
Yeah, I actually bought a third microphone for you so we could do the interview. I don't know if you remember that
Yeah,
or
that's
noticed,
right.
but
Yeah.
it was a pretty well-received interview, I think, in general. People didn't mind it.
That's right.
You didn't retweet us on Twitter, but
I
maybe
mean,
this
it would have been
time.
nice, but there's still a chance to retweet us from that thing, like the last one.
I'll send it. We'll shoot you an email,
Yeah.
and you can retweet
That's
that.
right.
Where do you live?
Yeah.
So October.
You still talking to Kevin Spacey? What's going on there? Still texting him or what?
So
Did you direct his weird video where he threatened to murder people?
yeah, that's and then those people died, or some
Yeah.
of them died. Yeah,
Yeah.
good, great.
It is good.
I put this one. It's in October. It's called Bios. Tom Hanks stars in as Finch, the last man on Earth, an alien inventor facing his own mortality. So he builds a robot to keep his dog safe.
What's it called?
Bios.
BIOS.
And he's like, I'm the last man, and this is the last dog.
Ooh.
But I need
I'll
a
build another dog.
robot
A robot.
to look after the dog.
Okay.
I think that could be interesting.
Huh.
And I like Tom Hanks, and I like robots, so, and I like dogs.
It's true.
It's all the things that I love.
And which one is Tom Hanks playing the dog?
Yeah. He's just got a human face just grafted onto it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It doesn't talk. It's just the face.
Just screams. It's one of those hour-long effects reels. Just Tom Hanks as a dog going, ah.
Then we got Death on the Nile, the
Yep.
follow-up to the other one. Kenneth Branagh's back probably, and et cetera and so forth.
Murder on the Orient Express.
It was fine.
I didn't watch it because, again, I wanted to, and then it was gone.
You watched it. Didn't we see it?
No.
Oh, I thought you were re-watching it.
No.
Oh, you actually never saw it at
I never
all.
saw it, no.
I feel like you did.
I didn't.
Didn't we do an episode on it?
I don't believe so.
Ah, there you go. Then we've got The Witches, based on Roald Dahl, the book, but also
The Witches.
a remake.
Not The Witches.
No,
okay,
Mason.
Right. Okay, right.
Remember Ron Atkinson was in it? This time he's not in it.
What's her face?
Angelica Houston.
That's the one.
Yeah, this time different people are in it.
Huh.
And I don't think I ever saw the original, but I really liked the book as a kid. It was one of those those books that...
You were one of those kids. Follow the
I
thread.
was one of those kids. But it was one of those books where...
Always beating people with a stick.
Anne Hathaway's the Grand High Witch, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. It was one of those books where it's just kind of scary enough for a kid.
Yeah,
without being
right.
too horrifying. I think it was really good at walking that line. I really enjoyed it.
What other Roald Dahl properties are left that they haven't? BFG? No, they did that, didn't they? Yeah.
They could do Danny the Champ of the World again.
Yeah.
They could do Boy, which is like his story. Was he an anti-Semite? Potentially, sure.
Is that what the blurb says?
Yeah. Well, Dugon did an episode where they kind of go through it. I think a lot of that is just him kind of joking because it's just like the era.
Where you could have a bit of a laugh about being an anti-Semite.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
And it was a fun time.
Look, I know it's Ian Fleming technically, but where's our gritty reboot of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
No one wants that. No one wants that.
I
Mason.
kind of want it.
Do you?
Do a Knight Rider style.
David Hasselhoff.
Yes.
As whatever Dick Van Dyke played it.
Yes.
Yeah, I get you. Great.
Caractacus Potts, is that his name?
I don't know. I hate that movie.
All right. Well, you'd like my remake then.
Yeah, I would. Crackatus Potts.
Caractacus.
Crackatus.
No.
Next we've got Snake Eyes, the Nicolas Cage sequel.
Nice.
No, it's the G.I. Joe spin-off.
Oh.
It's by a German director called Robert Schwenk. And he's also done the movies The Captain, the Divergent series, some of them, R.I.P.D., Red, The Time Traveler's Wife, Flight Plan.
Some of those, the ones I've seen of those have been bad.
What's The Captain from 2017?
Is that Tom Hanks?
No, it's a German film.
Okay, right.
But he also did Heaven in 1993, and it's exclamation mark.
Oh, is that a sequel to Airplane?
I can't even click on it.
Everybody who died in Airplane.
It doesn't even
in
have
heaven.
It doesn't even have like I click on it in Wikipedia and there's no link.
Wow, all right.
It just exists in the
Wow.
world.
Wow.
I don't feel confident about anything G.I. Joe that's been happening ever. So,
No.
anyway, you never know.
Yeah.
So Snake Eyes can't talk.
That's
Mask
correct, yes.
the whole
Unless
time.
it's a prequel, in which case he can talk for some of it.
Oh yeah, maybe it is a
And his
prequel.
face gets burned off.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you see much of that? His mask in the comics, whatever.
Mostly not, only in like the origin story.
Okay.
And then occasionally it's like, show us your face, Snake Eyes. And they're like, ugh.
No good.
Nothing, no good, they say.
Do you think I went Daredevil and they went, not Daredevil, like Deadpool, and they went, yeah, that makes sense. Scarred guy, swords. This is the one.
Yeah, maybe you're right,
Yeah.
yeah. Although, but that's the thing, like, Snake Eyes was always kind of the standout character.
That's true.
And G.I. Joe started as, when G.I. Joe started before like the ninja craze, I think, of like the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, right.
And then I think...
You mean for kids?
Yeah, for kids, yeah. And then I think they were like... And then G.I. Joe had like Ninja Force and stuff like that.
So good.
I think
Then
he
they had
really...
that Street Fighter series. Remember?
Yeah.
Was that G.I. Joe? It was, wasn't it?
Yes, they
They
had.
had Ryu.
Ooh.
Came with a jetpack, probably. I
Yeah.
don't remember.
Right?
Yeah. Then Halloween Kills.
Oh.
Mike Myers got out.
Yep.
So he's making another Austin Powers movie. Ha ha. No. The Killer Mason. Michael Myers escaped.
Yes.
Probably, and they have to shoot him again.
They escaped the bloody set for the Love Guru too. We did it again.
Very good.
Yes.
Good on you, Halloween.
Yeah, good
I
for
guess.
you.
November.
Does that mean everybody's back? Laurie Strode's back?
I believe everyone's back.
Okay,
yeah.
right.
They're currently filming or they have filmed it.
Okay.
But it's coming out.
Okay, cool.
Because it has to come out in October because when else do you release it? You can't. You got to
That's
wait
true,
another
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Then you've got Eternals in November.
Halloween Kills at Christmas. Halloween Kills the Easter Bunny. Halloween Kills Hanukkah.
And Halloween Kills Queen's birthday. Why not? Just why not?
Yeah,
Whatever.
right.
Oh my God, Michael Myers, he's changed his pattern. He only comes out on the Queen's birthday.
When is that again? Oh my God, he's a genius. It's that extra layer of confusion. You don't know when to hide. You don't know when the Queen's birthday is. Is it June? Is it her actually
is it
birthday?
actual
Or is it the
birthday?
public
Yeah.
holiday birthday? It's a different time.
Yeah. We have a day off for the Queen's birthday for our America listeners. Why?
Don't know.
We don't know.
It's not her actual
We don't
birthday.
care.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah. November Eternals.
Yeah.
That's the Marvel movie I'm most looking forward to this year. By the way, I haven't included TV because we'd be here for 100 years. We haven't seen a trailer yet. We might get something around Black Widow, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
But I like the cast. I like the
Yep.
premise. I like how it's going to go a million years in like every direction. Next up, Ray of the Last Dragon. It's like a Disney animated film. It's about a dragon. Next up, they pull bagpipes out of its ass. It's the hot topic of the year, mate.
That's right.
Then we've got Escape Room 2. I never saw the first Escape Room, but I guess at least one of them got out.
Maybe.
Or maybe this is a new...
Maybe this is the killer from Escape Room.
Ah.
Assuming there was a killer and it wasn't just a malfunctioning escape room. Maybe this movie is just the litigation of the families killed by the people killed by the escape room.
Yeah.
They're just suing the company, and the company's like, we certainly apologize. We sincerely apologize for what happened here.
Shouldn't have put so many
Shouldn't-
jets of
shouldn't
flame.
happen. Exactly. That's
Yeah.
right.
But then the courthouse, it's just a regular courthouse. I know.
Wow. But it's very tense.
Yeah.
Every time somebody goes through a door, I think there's a very tense musical sting, and then they just open the door and leave.
That's right. You're a clock ticking ominously, but it's just a clock.
Just a clock.
Yeah. Then we've got in December. Is it Dune or June?
It's December.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you're thinking of the month of June.
So the movie Dune is coming out
in December.
in December. Denis Villeneuve, who did the new Blade Runner
Yep.
and Arrival, I think.
So this is going to be a great movie that nobody's going to see.
Correct.
And it's going to sink the franchise for another 30 years.
Yep, but they'll keep giving him stuff to adapt because he's good at it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I mean, if this doesn't work, then you can't make it, right? If this guy can't do it.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa as Duncan Idaho.
Yes.
Again, what? I don't know. Maybe I should look into it, but what people must know out there, why is it that it's Baron Harkonnen and Paul Atreides and all these alien-ish names, and it's just a guy called Duncan Idaho?
You're asking the guy who knows literally everything about Dune or Dune, Mason, so here we go.
All right.
No, I don't.
Okay.
If anything,
someone will out there.
Yeah, please.
What is the origin of the character Duncan Idaho?
Yeah. Are they just doing it for a laugh?
Is it supposed to be a random assortment of syllables? I guess because Paul and Duncan, they're regular human names.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe Atreides is
exactly.
like a state.
I mean, Luke Skywalker's name is Luke, and everyone else is called Flugelhorn or whatever in that movie.
Yes.
Everyone.
Literally every other character is called Flugelhorn. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, it's just the way it goes. Then we've got Uncharted, which may or may not be coming out because it maybe lost a director and maybe Mark Wahlberg's in it or he isn't with Tom Holland. Will he grow a mustache for it? You have to.
I think so.
Because what are you doing if not?
He won't, though. I know you have to, but he won't.
Because like Max Payne?
Yeah.
Because he's just like, this is how I interpret it.
When has Mark Wahlberg ever adopted any special makeup or prosthetics or anything that
other
makes
than
him look
being a muscular man?
then other than just looking like Mark Wahlberg. I mean, maybe he has.
He got skinny for all the money in the world. He fired
on.
Kevin Spacey.
Come
or
on.
something.
Come on. Do you have a mustache?
No, Mason.
He's never altered his face. Maybe you can't alter his face.
Because it's made of something?
Roids.
Oh, roids.
His face is made of roids.
Made of pure roids. Excellent. No, he'll have to grow a mustache. I'm putting my foot down.
Yeah. Okay.
Then we've got West Side Story. It's another musical. Steven Spielberg's doing it. It's got Ansel Elgort.
Sure.
And then the next movie he's going to do after this is Indiana Jones. So it's this and then Harrison
Ansel
Ford's
Elgort.
back. Yeah, no.
He's going to do Indiana Jones.
No,
he's taking
Ford.
all the Han Solo
That's
roles.
what I'm going to say.
Yep.
And then the last one I've got on here is Coming to America.
Is that a sequel to Coming to America?
Yes. Everyone's back.
Eddie Murphy
Eddie Murphy.
is
Yes.
Huh.
They're all back.
Wow.
In answer to your question. I think the villain is Wesley Snipes,
There you go.
I believe.
Samuel L. Jackson to see back.
Oh, it's the guy who robs the. That's
Robs
a
the
good
McDowells.
question. Well, I said everybody, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Let me check.
What about the other guy, the second guy, whose name I can't recall?
Arsenio Hall.
Arsenio Hall.
Yes.
There we go.
James Earl Jones, Wesley Snipes, Leslie Jones.
Might be uncredited. My pick is that he's like some sort of
cameo,
and he's like
Tracy
he's like a
Morgan.
millionaire now. Maybe.
Yeah. Might be right. Let me check. You got to put him in it.
Exactly. And also, what are the odds Samuel L. Jackson will not would not do a movie?
There's no
He's always
indication
doing
of
a
Samuel L.
movie.
Jackson. This is on the Wikipedia. But I think he'll be in it
Well, that's a definite sign.
because he'll do literally anything. Anyway, that's the year in movies.
He'll do the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
He'll
certainly.
do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a year in movies. I'm
Most
excited for some of that.
most anticipated.
Picard, which is out in a week. You didn't mention that because
Well,
it's
it's
a
a
TV
TV.
show. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Dune or Dune.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go Tenet. I'm gonna go Eternals. Oh, I missed Godzilla versus King Kong.
All right.
They're the same size. Remember?
They are. It's true. They are now.
Bios with Tom Hanks has got me interested.
Okay.
Bill and Ted's.
Okay. Yep.
What about you? If you had to pick one.
And what happens to the rest? Can I watch them next year?
No,
Or they're
Mason.
burnt away forever.
I can explain them to you on this show.
I'm just trying to think of how you would mash the explanation of like Tenet or something like that. Do a bad explanation of it.
Well, we don't know what it is, so how can I mash it if I don't?
No, but after you've seen it,
Ah.
you do a bad job at it.
I do a good job. I do a good job.
Because Tenet probably, but then what if it's like, well, this is just Inception again?
I don't think it's going to be Inception.
Maybe Bill and Ted.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's directing Bill and Ted? Let me check.
Dennis Villeneuve.
That's a good title as well. Dean Parasot. He did Galaxy Quest. Hells yes.
All right then.
But he also did Red too.
Okay.
And Fun with Dick and Jane.
So this year we've got a guy who directed Red and a guy who directed Red 2 are making
movies. Yes, people who previously made movies are making movies this year.
Yeah, but Red, you know what I mean?
But Red, you know.
Yeah.
Because it did Home Fries in 1998. You know what that is?
No.
Me neither. But yeah, Luke Wilson's in it.
Okay.
So make of that what you will. It means nothing.
Great.
So I like Luke Wilson. All right. Anyways, you know what it's time for?
What we're reading?
What we gonna
Oh
read?
my god.
I'm doing the thing. What are we reading today?
Yeah.
What have you been reading?
Oh my god, so many things.
Me too.
So we both watched Jojo Rabbit, right?
Yes.
What did you think of Jojo Rabbit?
I liked it.
I also liked it. I liked it more than Hunt for the Wilder People.
I think I liked Hunt for the Wilder People more, but I
Oh
liked
my God.
them both. And I really liked Sam Rockwell in it.
He's good at it, yeah.
So good.
A lot of people, see, I feel like came out of that and I went, that was an enjoyable film, but I feel like a lot of people, especially on film Twitter, are like, this was pretty average. What do you think that was? I feel like maybe it could have gone harder.
Yeah, okay.
Like
sure.
it was kind of like, this is a light-hearted, fun take on the Nazi
I
regime.
don't think it really was, though. I think it was like lighthearted in terms of like, because it's about a kid.
Yes.
But it's not like the premise is horrifying.
It really is,
But it's
yeah.
through the lens of a kid who doesn't understand that. So I
Yes.
don't think it's, I think it, because you're not seeing bodies being burnt.
Yes.
You know?
Well, you are seeing bodies being hanged.
Well, that's true, exactly. So no, I didn't find that. Did you find that?
No, I didn't find that either.
Yeah. But no, I thought it was really funny. I thought the leads were good, like the kid and
Yeah.
I don't want to. If you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil the other people that are in it. Scarlett Johansson was good in it.
Yes.
His little friend with the glasses was quite
Yes,
funny.
that's true.
No, I thought, and the villains were properly villainous and
Like Hitler.
Like Hitler. I'm talking like Stephen Merchant kind of turns up as
Yeah,
a,
right. As a friendly SS agent. Yeah.
And the way he, because I saw him in an interview and they said like he played it intentionally. Like these guys were like. They're like pencil pushers.
Yeah, like
who were-
bureaucrats,
who were
yeah.
given the opportunity to just be terrible, and they
ran with it.
they did. So no, overall, I thought it was really good. I really liked it. Yeah.
What else did you see?
I've also got here on my list of things that I've seen.
Oh, yes.
I've been moving it up big time. I saw
saw The
Uncut
Lighthouse,
Gems.
right?
I saw The Lighthouse.
Yeah, I haven't watched those yet.
Really
but,
good.
Okay.
Is it still out? Who's to say?
But Uncut Gems is coming to Netflix in a
Yes,
couple of days.
and I have
so-
seen that, and it's harrowing.
Okay.
It's in a good way.
Funny?
It's- yes.
Okay.
But
Is it the best thing Adam Sandler's done, bearing in mind he's done Happy Gilmore?
I don't mind Happy Gilmore. It's
I
one
like
of these
Happy-
movies that I tolerate. I like Adam Sandler.
Me too.
I just don't like the terrible films that he makes. But this is a very good movie, and he's very good in it.
Well, didn't he say recently that if this doesn't get nominated for an Oscar, he's going to just make the worst movie he's ever made? Which is quite a statement.
yeah, I don't think he could even do that if he.
No, not
like,
on
you could-
purpose. I don't think so.
Yeah, but I was speaking about this to my mate.
Nobody's
today.
happy about Oscar nominations this year. I mean,
No.
nobody ever is.
No,
But
no,
yeah.
they're
a lot
not.
of Joker nominations.
They're not good. Like, but they're never good.
No, it's true.
They're always like the same predictable kind of crap.
And it's often a lot of times you can...
Like The Lighthouse got nothing.
Yeah, it
Little
feels-
Women got best film and not best director.
Right.
Like, and I haven't seen it, so who am I to say? But
Yeah,
it's
right.
what odd, right? Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like, best film and best director probably shouldn't be separate categories.
Yeah.
But...
But is the correct answer.
But again, I guess if producers do all the work...
They
then-
certainly do, and they deserve it. And it's really, but it's all like a campaign and whatever. Like I saw
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix on 60 Minutes doing an interview, and he's just like, I don't like interviews. But I know that's all part of like...
I
you
like
wanna win-
interviews as much as Martin Scorsese liked my film Joker. He thought it was fine,
He didn't-
apparently.
No, he didn't see
He
it.
didn't see it.
I think he said, I get it or something.
Yeah, right,
It's like, yeah.
right. I saw recently a piece of this. The script is that you can get the script now, and there's like a scene direction that's just taken directly out of Taxi Driver.
Oh my God. Does it say like Taxi Driver?
No, it says there's a line in Taxi Driver about how everybody is trying to be normal or something like that,
Yeah.
and they've just put that in and underlined it like
Yeah.
So it's like Taxi Driver, you know.
It's like, I do not want to take away how good he is in that movie because he's excellent.
Yeah.
But I watched that bit at the end of, where he just tells everybody what the movie's about.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
It's like, and society's mean to everybody, and everybody just, I'm getting in trouble all the time, and it's like, shut the fuck up. Like
Do something
just-
new. Pull a set of bagpipes out of a dragon's rectum.
Yeah, I just think it's just kind of, it's an okay film with an excellent performance.
What are we talking about?
Joker.
But also the Oscars.
But
Oh,
also,
I
like
feel-
the things that was, like, it was nominated for, like, makeup, because he's got Joker makeup,
Yeah, right,
obviously.
right,
but,
right.
like, things like, like costumes and cinematography and whatever. I get all of that. That I totally get. But as, like, the best film of the year,
Yeah, right. Nah,
come on.
get out of it.
But they're always bullshit.
Yeah,
so
for
it
sure.
doesn't matter.
And it's also a lot of times it seems to be very obviously some films just nobody saw them. Like this Oscar, the group of people that nominate the Oscars, just never got around to watching all the films. And I feel if that's your only role, maybe watch them all.
Maybe watch them all. Yeah.
Don't be like us, a podcast that's not required to watch all the movies.
We didn't have to watch nothing and
Don't have to watch
nobody.
nothing. That's right.
2019 I saw with my family. We all went and saw it. It was great. And if you can get past...
Will I understand it if I haven't seen the prequel 1917?
I've written 2019.
The 102nd prequel.
You know what I mean.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, very good. But
Can't do maths.
you squandered that joke.
No, I didn't.
It's been a long episode.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, if I'm just looking for cuts the whole time, and you can see it because normally they go indoors and it gets dark and whatever.
It's 2019.
So it's 1917. Sorry, I meant to say 1917.
But you literally said 2019.
I know.
Okay.
I've written it here as well.
That's madness. All right.
Yeah. So I mean 1917. Go and see it. Like you kind of got to get past.
But you go and see it.
I have seen it.
Huh.
You got to get past the idea.
The man with the ticket.
Yes.
Who takes the tickets. You got to get past him.
But also all these things kind of happen in a row, the things that happen in it.
Like the guy who takes your ticket. He says, you got our Cinema 6 upstairs.
Yeah, and he's like, did you get any popcorn? I'm like, I don't normally get the popcorn. I'm not really a fan. To be honest, yeah.
But then what else do you have to get through? Once you're in the cinema.
Once you're in the cinema, you got to sit through a series of ads, mostly about local shops and insurance for cars or whatever.
Yeah.
And maybe a lizard tells you to
buy tyres something.
Buy tyres or something.
Yeah.
And then...
Sometimes there's an ad for Sushi Hub.
Yeah, there's normally enough time where I could probably go to the toilet again. Before.
Yeah, right, sure. Right.
Yeah.
The toilet again.
Yeah, toilet again.
Okay, right.
But no, I mean, because it's interesting because there's a lot of coincidences in this that happen. But I was watching some interviews with the director, Sam Mendes, and he was saying that his grandpa who fought in World War I, like the stories he told, he said a lot of the things that happen are just a lot of very odd coincidences and things that line up. So you just kind of, I was kind of like, that's a bit odd that would be that and then this would happen. But I can, like, he did that on purpose to be like, just some weird shit happens sometimes. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And it also looks spectacular. So go and see it if you can.
Why don't you go and see it?
I've seen it, Mason. I saw the movie 2019 or whatever we're talking about.
Okay, sure.
What else have you seen?
What did I watch? Well, I watched The Gentleman, as previously mentioned. I caught up on Titans.
Yeah, and?
Season 2 is out in Australia finally.
Oh my God.
It's dumber than the first season. But
I heard it's not as good, yeah.
Yeah.
How's Superboy?
Well, the premise of this is in the comic book when Superboy escapes, he's been cloned and he escapes from the Cadmus Labs. He's kind of fully formed as like a teenager.
Yeah, right.
But in this, he's kind of got the emotional response of like a 2-year-old.
Okay.
So he's always like,
I just want to eat pasta.
exactly. Yep. Exactly.
Is that what they're all about?
And imagine how much pasta a Superboy can eat. He'll eat you out of
2
house.
bowls.
He'll eat you out of house at home.
2 bowls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many big sandwiches could he eat? so many.
What? So you didn't love it then?
I like the characters. It's not bad. I mean, there's some loose ends to be tied up at the end, but and also we get Ian Glenn as Batman.
Yeah.
So he never suits up as Batman, but in a rare TV moment, we actually get Bruce Wayne in a.
What's the occasion?
I don't know.
I just think it's odd.
It was my birthday. He's pretty good in that thing. But again, it's kind of like, it's this...
Is he retired Batman?
No, he's still doing Batman stuff.
Still doing Batman. Ian Glenn has his hair. They wig him up?
I don't think so, but I don't really know what Ian Glenn's real hair looks like.
It's a bit thin.
Oh, then he's just got that. Yeah, it's pretty intense,
And
right?
he's in some of the Resident Evils, maybe.
Yeah.
He's a clone of himself or whatever.
But I guess it's sort of... It's one of those... It's like Justice League.
I've seen it. The movie. It's good.
It's not. First of all, it's not. It's better than Justice League, but it's that premise where like the team is now mostly like brawlers and also Superman's on the team.
Okay, right.
And it's like, well,
or a version of.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Great. So he's kind of dumb.
Yeah, he's naive.
How's the dog?
Pretty good. Gets a look in.
Cape?
No cape.
Fuck's going on?
Right?
Batman no suit, thin hair, dog without a cape.
Yeah.
What universe is this? The crap universe for crap things?
Yeah, it's the crap universe for crap things. Yeah.
But should I watch it?
Watch the first season.
Okay, you've been saying that for a while.
Yeah, first season's pretty good.
Yeah, okay.
I also watched the first 2 episodes of the new season of Doctor Who, a tradition I continue every year. I watch the first 2 episodes and I go, this might be all right, and then I never watch any more. But I don't think I will.
Now you had a theory, or maybe it was a theory that you saw someone else said that you told me about why Doctor Who is not very interesting anymore.
Well, to me,
yes.
I don't know about anybody else. I'm sure plenty of people love it. Well, I was watching a Jenny Nicholson video about the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes.
And I think we probably have the same opinion, you and I, that the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie is fun
Yes.
and interesting, and the rest of them are kind of bad.
And not interesting. Yeah.
And I feel like it's that the point is that initially Johnny Depp's character, Captain Jack Sparrow, was written as kind of like a cool pirate guy. And then Johnny Depp added all the flourishes of like, well, he's just this drunk and he kind of like stumbles his way through.
And what's he
the
even
world.
doing?
What's he even doing kind of thing. And people really responded to that and liked that.
Yeah.
And then every subsequent movie was that they wrote him as a drunk and a useless guy who doesn't care about anything.
And betraying everybody.
Exactly,
and everything,
right.
Yeah.
And so it gets to the point where in the most recent one, he just wakes, they want to rob a bank and he just falls asleep in the vault, if you remember that. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Well, I feel it's kind of maybe similar with Doctor Who. This is why I personally don't like the character so much, is that initially Doctor Who was never cool.
Yeah.
He was kind of...
He was curmudgeonly.
He was curmudgeonly and like maybe like pleasant and a nice man or whatever. And then when we got to Tennant era, because David Tennant...
I mean, there were variations on that.
Yeah, of course there were variations.
obviously,
Exactly.
yeah.
And Eccleston, is a charismatic character as well. But I feel
The
like...
guy with the salary was whatever he was.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Filled with vitamins.
Yes.
But when we got to Tennant, he was kind of so charismatic and fun and kind of just a vibe that people enjoyed.
Yes,
and
yes.
that translated as kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't
But he wasn't written like, whoa, rad.
Yeah,
Look
he
how
wasn't
rad
written as
he
a
is.
cool, rad guy who's always doing cool, amazing things. He was just a character doing the job of the Doctor. But
He was
it's-
just doing cool, amazing
right, a
things.
character that we enjoy and find to
Yeah.
be cool. And I think maybe in every subsequent season, they're like, well, the Doctor's cool, so let's write him as a cool guy, and everybody thinks he's cool,
Yeah.
and he does the coolest things.
And he comes in on a tank shredding a guitar.
Exactly,
and cool
right?
sunnies.
And that's not cool.
Yeah.
That's lame.
That is lame.
In my opinion.
And he's always got a quip and a whatever. And
Right,
He's got a hot take.
And I feel like that is why I don't like modern Doctor Who.
Because he thinks he's cool.
Yeah.
Or she thinks he's
I mean,
cool.
Jodie Whittaker is good.
I think they're
Yeah.
all good as Doctor
Yeah.
Who. I don't think there's really a bad one.
Right, but the opening two episodes of the new season, it's a sort of a James Bond. It's supposed to be a sort of James Bond-esque adventure.
Yes.
It's a two-parter. It's just a regular episode of Doctor Who with some vague trappings of spy stuff around it.
And maybe the Master?
yes,
Great stuff.
Yes, exactly. So it was not for me.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. All right. Well, I actually had a question here. This is for letters, but it said, Shauno says, do you guys watch Doctor Who? If so, what do you think of the current series? Side question, sorry, what do you think of the horror writer taking over the show? I think it was best in the T. Davis era when it was less pandering to a child audience.
Well, I mean, initially it was for children, wasn't it? Like, wasn't it originally an educational show? It was pseudo-educational. I feel like maybe they have leaned back into it's for subtly teaching kids.
Oh, okay, right.
Things,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
in this one, they go back into various eras and they meet Charles Babbage, the creator of the Difference Engine, like the first computer. And They meet Ada Lovelace and kind of. I feel like maybe they're like, now it's going to be less about space aliens and cosmic adventures and more about let's go back in time and meet the inventor of the stamp.
And what's he about? Boring
Stamps.
stuff. Stamps. He was like, have you seen this technology? And it's like, I think even at the time people would have been like, this isn't that interesting. Like, it's new and I get it.
Right.
Like, and you've done a new cool thing. Well, not cool, but you've made something unique, but not interesting.
We should talk about Dracula next week because I'll watch
Okay,
the
I'd
last,
love to
the,
talk
the
about
last
Dracula,
episode
yeah.
because I see where it's going because I watched maybe the first 10 minutes of the final episode.
Yes.
And I see what's going on.
Absolutely.
I get it.
You get
I get
it.
what you're doing. Whatever those two guys, Mark Gaddis and the other guy, who are always making these shows that I hate.
You talking about Jekyll?
Yes. What's the other guy's name? Moffat.
Moffat? Yeah.
Moffat and the other
Well, he's
guy.
a Doctor Who
Gaddis.
guy, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
The worst ones. The worst episode.
But there's some really good Dracula stuff until
the third
you'll,
episode.
you'll know. You'll know.
I figure. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, do you know what's time for
Is
now?
it time for letters?
It is.
Maybe I'll play the letters theme then.
I definitely saw and watched more stuff as well.
Letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away. I gotta
here right now. We're going to do letters.
I was hurriedly scurrying to find some letters while you were talking then, Mason. I hope
Go
I was
on.
still quite...
Perplexed?
No, I was present in that
yes.
situation because I put it out just before the show. But Mason, if you do want to reach the show, hashtag Weekly Planet Pod on Twitter, hashtag Weekly Planet Pod. I probably said that too quick. People also think my name is James also because they say my name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday. But it's not.
But is it?
No, it's not.
Huh.
But also
Pretty
Weekly
good,
Planet
pretty
Pod.
good, pretty good fake name though.
I agree.
With a fake name.
weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com.
No, that's
Also.
a bad fake name.
I think it's a good name for you. You should,
Okay.
you should change the name to that.
All right.
What do you got for letters?
This is from Harry Pollard. Just a cheeky question, it says.
Uh-huh.
Hey, James and Mace, I've been a big fan of the show for the last 4 years.
Prove it!
Okay, prove it. There we go. That's... Don't make any of these statements without any proof to back it up. Show us your downloads. Show us your downloads. You boys have really helped me through some of the tough times of my life. Made me laugh when I was down, so I got a lot to thank you lads for. Now, a quick question. What movie, TV show would you say is a staple of Melbourne? For example,
Whoa.
Birmingham has the Peaky Blinders. Essex, we have Gavin and Stacey. Which, James, you'd like, but Mason, you'd hate. We'll see about that. Prove it.
Prove it!
Harry. But what is the TV show which Melbourne takes pride in?
Underbelly, but just the first season.
Yeah, right. So we have a like an anthology series called Underbelly.
So basically, there are a bunch of local dumbasses around here, and eventually they all just shot each other.
yes, that's
And then they made
that's
it,
it,
into,
really.
and
Yeah,
then they made it into a series.
So it's
and there's maybe one left,
yeah,
and he owns
one,
all the cafes.
one dumbass. Yeah, exactly. He owns the La Porchetta restaurant chain. But yeah, it's Underbelly's like, as the name suggests, it's about kind of the seedy underbelly of Melbourne. And there was one set, in the 90s, and there was one set, there was one called Underbelly Razor, which was set,
30s maybe.
yeah, like the
And there was a 70s one or whatever.
yeah. So there's been various eras of that. Do you think that's it? What about The Secret Life of Us?
Yeah. Good question, Mace. I think they're not taking.
And that's
chances
not-
on
and that's
stuff
not-
anymore.
yeah.
Right? Like what's a new? I don't know. I don't watch. It's all reality television these days. I want to sound like one of those guys. Like it's just all reality television, but it is.
Yeah, right.
It's all that on variations of like doctors, but it's
They're sexy a
serious.
bit.
Yeah, they're sexy a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think there's been anything particularly outstanding from Melbourne.
I often think to
lately.
myself, wouldn't it be great to be one of the 10 people in Australia that gets to be on television?
Oh my god! Can you
No?
imagine?
One of the 10 people that gets all the hosting roles and all the reality
Exactly.
shows? Oh my God.
And then you do a Holden Commodore ad.
Oh my
and you're
God.
set.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Looking at you, Roger Korsner. We've got your number, mate.
That's right, Roger.
Looking at you, Samuel Johnson.
Yes,
Yeah.
Secret Life of Us.
Secret Life of Us.
Yeah, voice of Hungry Jacks.
Yes, he is. Burger King in the US.
Yeah. Do we have an iconic Australian?
I'd say probably Underbelly is because it's all filmed in Melbourne, set in Melbourne. Bunch of local dumbasses.
Yeah, that's the thing, because there's almost no... Australia is, all Australian TV stations are required to have a certain amount of Australian content.
Yes.
But it's not regulated what it is. So it's all we have on Australian TV is reality shows.
I would say Rake, but it's Sydney.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
Rake's,
right.
I don't mind Rake. It's got
Okay.
Richard Roxburgh,
Yeah.
Alex G's own.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's
Yeah.
Jason Rakeson.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a great Australian TV show called Rosehaven, but that's set in Tasmania.
Tassie, yeah.
We don't have anything.
Yeah, that's fine. It's all coffee culture here, mate. You know
It's
what I mean?
absolutely. It's all just interviewing a barista.
The third season of The Leftovers is set in Melbourne.
But we didn't make that, did we? Is
No.
it filmed in Melbourne?
It's filmed and set in
Oh,
Melbourne.
okay.
Yeah, it's really weird because it's like, I know that place.
Apparently
Why
one season of Preacher is in Australia.
is it?
Yeah.
Great.
Coffee culture.
Coffee culture, mate. Just
Yeah,
go
right.
to find a laneway.
Yeah, my God.
Don't be spooked by the graffiti.
That's right.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
You'll be
Go
right.
to Federation Square. Go to the Apple Store.
Go to the Apple Store.
Our iconic Apple Store.
Oh my goodness. Didn't they stop that though or something?
I don't know.
Who cares?
Uh,
I got to stop saying who cares, Mason, because I don't want it to become my thing for the year. I do care. I care deeply, especially about this hopeless Rome antics.
Anybody
How's
out
that
there
for a
also, if you
username?
live in Melbourne, first of all, say hi if you see me. Secondly,
Oh yeah, Phil. So I met a listener called Phil this week.
Cool.
Hi, Phil.
hello, Phil.
I mean, I said hi in person, but hello again.
Hello, Phil.
Yes.
If you're in Melbourne, what's your iconic? Because there's got to be some stuff, right?
The Art House.
The castle, but I mean that's an iconic Australian airport based.
Yeah, I mean it is Melbourne, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because it's set near. I mean, the airport is in Melbourne.
it's in Melbourne. I guess that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
Got any bushfires going on in Melbourne at the moment?
Probably heaps.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention it up top.
Yes.
SoFop are doing a charity drive for the bushfires.
Yes.
We'll mention that up top next week.
Not for bushfires.
Yeah, they're for them. Yeah.
Oh my God.
They want to keep them going.
Oh, no. Come on,
so
Charlie will.
I'll link that below, but I'll mention up top next week. So it's because, the country's on fire.
Yeah.
That's what happened over the summer.
That's right.
The country was on fire for a lot of it and
Oh,
still
good
is.
times. Yeah.
We also might be doing something related to it, live show related. More details on that soon. We're starting bushfires live in studio. Come along. Yeah. What else have we got here, Mason? Anything else?
Let me find out.
One more.
Okay, you go for it.
Okay, this is from Professor Axman.
Great name.
Disney
first
is
of all.
making... Oh, no, I got two more, sorry. This is from Hopeless Rome Antics first, because I never read this one. With the rise of D&D popularity, do you think a Dungeons & Dragons movie would actually be any good? No. But if you did it as like a sprawling saga of television stuff, yes, probably.
Why not a movie, though?
Because they take too long to make and then people forget, and their fantasy movies don't do well or are good generally.
What about?
Lord of the Rings, yeah. That was like fucking 17 years ago was the last one that was good.
What about the TV show Game of Thrones, but you take 2 of the episodes, you put them together for like a 2-hour movie-length episode.
And it
you
feels
hire
just
out
like
a
a movie.
theatre, and then you
Feels just like a
screen
movie.
it in a theatre.
So release that, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Instead
How,
of
how would that feel?
Yeah, I feel like
Why
a
not a
movie.
Dungeons & Dragons movie?
Because they've done it already and they're bad at it.
Yeah, but they would just...
And there's so much in it. Like, there's so much.
I know, but you could just do like a...
Small adventure.
Small adventure or a big adventure. But I also feel like the problem with a lot of the Dungeons and Dragons movies is that they're just generic Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, okay.
Whereas in the Dungeons and Dragons universe, you have a lot of like different campaign settings and different universes and planets and
true,
things.
yeah.
And I think if you picked one,
Yeah.
because a lot of these,
Like, pick an era and a thing. I guess
Yeah.
like Warcraft did. Like, there was a lot of it and they went, we're just doing this.
Because there's like, because when you think Dungeons and Dragons, a lot of people think, okay, well, it's just you just
Wizards and dungeons.
You just
and-
invent a town and it's got an old sage and a bartender or whatever. But like if you go, okay, well, there's the Forgotten Realms universe.
Yeah.
And that's a very specific universe and planet and it has iconic characters in it.
Yes.
And iconic storylines and things like that. You maybe put it in there.
Imagine all the things you could pull out of a dragon's ass.
Yes. God. Bagpipes.
Mostly bagpipes.
Mostly bagpipes.
The funniest instrument. Maybe a tuba.
A ballista. A barista.
Yeah, what's he doing in there? Coffee culture.
Yeah, that's right. Hidden laneway up there.
Yeah.
No?
Got another letter there, though? Yeah. I can do another one.
I could do another one.
It's from Professor Axman. Disney's making National Treasure 3 with Nicolas Cage. Thoughts on this? Maybe a caravan of garbage is in order. Maybe it is. Which is the one where they steal the Declaration of Independence? Is that the first one?
That's the first one,
That's the
yeah.
one I've seen.
Okay,
Maybe
right.
I've seen the second one, though.
They steal it again.
Do they?
Yeah.
They shouldn't. They should go to jail. Was there a map on the back of it?
Yes,
Cool.
I think.
What kind of wigs are you going to have?
Just an enormous one. Just like a...
Just stack it on top of the wig he
Yeah.
comes in with.
Exactly.
The day.
That's right, yes. Yeah.
How many wigs high can you get on that, man?
I don't
Are you
know.
looking forward to this? I feel like people are very excited, and I was like, take or leave it.
Mm.
Because I've always been a Sahara... I hit my mic. I've always been a Sahara defender, Mason. And
Yeah,
they came
for
out at
sure.
the same time.
Yeah.
Sahara.
You gotta
didn't
pick
do
one,
well.
you gotta pick one.
Sahara's way better.
I agree.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah. All right, this is from Nidarino Alliance. It
good
says,
name.
Uncomfortable shows. I've recently picked up The Boys on Amazon from your review and found it really tough to sit through.
The
way it deals with
Boys.
death and the scene with the deep and starlight early on. So I watched Good Omens instead. I'm loving it so far.
Yeah,
Are there
yeah.
any shows or movies that other people absolutely love that you find too much of a downer and too nihilistic to sit through? Or is there anything other people love that you find too sappy or lighthearted? Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to go with that.
Well, you have to go somewhere.
Good
We're going to
question.
sit here until you think of one.
So something I've started to watch or quit, or something I don't want to go back to? What are we talking about?
Either one. So just something you're like, oh, this, or even like, because I feel like there's things that I've watched where I'm like, that was very enjoyable. Or it wasn't enjoyable, like it was worth watching,
But never again.
but I'll never watch it again.
Yeah.
You know? As an example.
Yeah, as an example. I can't think of one.
Right? I blanked them out of my mind.
I've been watching
apparently.
You know, that one about the stalker
Stalkers,
guy, whatever.
yeah.
And I'm like, I hate this guy.
Yeah, right.
And it's kind of stressful because he's going to get caught. But also I hate him. So
Sure,
it's not
right.
like,
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter
Uh-huh.
if he gets caught.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't rewatch it. But if there was
Yeah.
another season, I'd probably
But
watch it.
I feel that's how I feel about like a lot of true crime stuff. I don't really listen to anything true crime or watch anything true crime.
Oh, a lot of people recommended, and I watched Don't Fuck with Cats, and we got some tweets here about
that's
it.
about some internet guy who was videos of killing a cat and they track
horrifying.
him down. Yeah,
and
see,
then
that's,
it escalates.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't enjoy it, but it's just like, what the fuck? Like,
Right,
it's just
yeah.
that. Yeah, and I would never watch that again.
Yeah.
Because-
But you feel it was worth a watch.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, I feel like I feel maybe I've been burned by true crime stuff. You know, it's like, well, that's an interesting insight into the human mind, but also
Do I need
yuck.
that? Yeah, do I need it?
No, thank you. I don't need that rattling around in my brain anymore.
Because that opens with him putting 2 cats in a vacuum sealed bag and then sucking the air out of it.
Right.
And
And this is that's a real
It's
thing.
a real
right?
thing, and that's how it starts.
Yeah, right.
So it's like,
And then he becomes an actual murderer or something?
I don't want to spoil
Okay,
it for
right.
this real life thing that happened
Okay,
for
all
people
right.
who haven't seen it. But it does escalate just a tad.
Boo.
Yeah. Yeah, so we both had a thing then to say, didn't we?
We sure did.
That's the show?
Yes.
Great!
We're back for 2020.
But this is it. We'll be back. See you next year.
That's right.
We'll be back, mate. So we're going to do 2020 next week, aren't we?
Yeah, we're talking about all
movies,
the.
yeah.
If anybody has a favorite, because we're probably going to talk about a lot of movies next week.
Yes.
If you've got a favorite TV show or video game, maybe that's set in 2020.
Have you got a book?
Got a book set in 2020?
Yeah.
Let us know. Send us your favorite book set in 2020, and we'll read the summary of it and make fun of it.
Yeah, that's right.
It'll be really good.
No fanfic.
Well, if you kept it brief.
If you keep it brief, yeah.
Yeah, right? Anyway, thank you everybody for listening. Thank you everybody for coming back for 2020.
Oh my goodness,
If indeed you have.
That's right. It's a really good point.
Yeah, I hope everybody had a nice break
I
from
know I
us.
did. Yeah.
I always
Probably did,
worry
yeah.
nobody's going to come back.
Yeah, well, we don't know yet, do we?
No, it's
'Cause we haven't
true.
put this out yet.
Thank you everybody for subscribing and
Yeah.
leaving us a nice review, James.
Absolutely.
got a nice
You know
review?
I've got one right here, and it says...
Yes.
It's from JDLC501. Thank you for putting in your number plate. We appreciate that. That's 5 stars. Really helps the show. You can do it in-app. This says worst hair. It says, I'm sorry, but John Travolta's hair in The Fanatic is by far the worst hair of the year. Look, technically, yes. But that is a man with, like, learning disabilities.
Oh, because he's got that bowl cut.
He's got that
fringe
bowl cut and
situation,
whatever, and
right,
it's a
right.
wig in real life and whatever. But, like, that's a man who's, like, clearly got some mental health problems.
John Travolta.
But also the character he's playing.
Right,
So it doesn't count.
Sure,
Because
okay,
it's
right.
like a guy with that haircut who's like that.
Right.
That's, what do you expect from him?
Anyway, is it a good review?
Yeah, it's 5 stars.
Okay, great.
That's why I'm saying we didn't pick that hair as worst
Yeah,
hair.
right. Makes
It's supposed
sense.
to be cool and edgy. We talked about it enough.
That's
We'll
very
never talk
true.
about it
Yeah.
again. Anyway, what's the rest of the things you said?
Look, if you'd like to get in contact with us, perhaps for that thing we said earlier about 2020,
Oh my God. can you imagine?
you can get a hold of us at Weekly Planet Pod at
Just
Facebook,
grab us by
at
the
Gmail,
ears.
at Twitter, at Bandcamp.
Bandcamp.
You can also go to the Planet Broadcasting website, planetbroadcasting.com. You can sign up for our newsletter from the great Rob Collins. He's at The Weekly Planet on Twitter.
Huge thank you to Rob Collins for putting together the clip show. And he
Yes.
does it in a way that flows together naturally and whatever.
God, he's good.
He's so good.
Oh my God.
Why does he do it?
I don't know.
We won't know.
We'll never know.
Ask him on Twitter.
Oh, you know why? Because we sent that group of people he doesn't know to his house with sticks. We send them every week. You could also go to the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group for some fun civil discussions on pop culture topics and
my
podcasting
goodness.
and all kinds of stuff. Just talk about whatever you want. Have a great fun time.
Yeah,
all
it's
great
good in
people in there. You can get a hold of me at Wikipedia Brown on Twitter and on Instagram. I'm Nick Maso, NickMaseEAU.
Oh my God, we just posted some absolute fire content
Oh
the
my
other night,
God.
didn't we, Mason?
And you're on Mr. Sunday Movies everywhere, right?
Everywhere and anywhere.
If you'd like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies, as we mentioned earlier. Chuck in a buck. We would
Give us
definitely appreciate
$1.
$1. Unless you're already giving us $1.
Give us $2.
Give us a
then.
second buck.
Yeah, you can give us as many bucks as you
Definitely
want.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then contribute to the polls and tell us what you'd like to hear on the
that's
podcast.
right. Exactly.
We've got some t-shirts on tpublic.com. Just search for the Weekly Planet. on
Yes. And it's links below.
there. Yeah. Unrelated, if you go to the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group, Joe Covis, who's done some fan art for the podcast, has just released a Mad Ghost t-shirt.
Mad Ghost!
You want to grab the Mad Ghost t-shirt?
I do.
The Mad Ghost.
I haven't seen that. I'm going to check that
It's
out.
pretty good.
Terrifico.
Guess which one of us is the ghost?
Me.
Yeah.
What am I then?
You're not on it.
This is bullshit. I'm pretty sure I helped invent Mad Ghost. I'm not even on the t-shirt.
Maybe you're on the back. Maybe you're on the butt area.
I'll take it. I'll take anything.
Right.
It's like those guys who didn't get any money for Superman or whatever.
Maybe you're in the bagpipes area. The butt.
This is like that other guy who invented Batman.
Yeah, right?
You know his name?
Bill Finger.
Whatever his name
Yeah,
is.
uh-huh.
Nice, yeah. Ridiculous. I was instrumental in inventing Mad Ghost.
Yeah, you were the bagpipes.
You can't
You were
even put
instrumental.
2 ghosts there. I mean, it's not Mad Ghosts, is it?
That's right.
I just think, come on.
Yeah.
Maybe I could be yelling Mad Ghost.
Perfect.
It's too late.
It's too late now, isn't it? Yeah, well, you know. Anyway, thank you for the Brute and the Basilisk and Rackham.
Not a
for our
good
musical
start to the
themes.
year, Mason.
One of the best starts to the year, I feel. I feel it's a great start to the year. You've got your own t-shirt.
Oh,
You've
get
got
out of here,
you've got the one where
Mason.
you're right, it says I'm fine.
Yeah, that's different. That's a premise.
Yeah.
That was...
Well, I got a message from, speaking of illustrators to the podcast, we got one from Fergal Quigley. It says, are you recording? I want to rudely butt in and put James off. Too late, he's already been put off.
That's right, Quigley. You're too late.
too late.
I'm already in a real strop.
Yep. He's having a real sook. You're having a real tanty over there.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Grab that, Jimmy, guys. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye. This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
I mean, if you want. It's up to you.